We're recording.
Perfect.
Should
be live.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Xpload. Xplodians brought to you by our team at Jablam Sports. Tagline, Joey?
Hey, we're giving you the upload and the download on the Xpload, brother.
That was pretty good. Miranda, do you have a tagline yet?
No, I couldn't think of one this weekend. I literally was trying so hard, and I only came up with a couple names today, but I don't think they're very good. So I'll wait to cook on those. We'll see by the time we get around to next.
When we do our episode Friday, Saturday, when you listen to our next episode, we might have a bit of a poll, and Miranda will kind of let you, talk and give your thoughts and ideas on maybe her name and tagline. We'll see how that goes. But of course, this is the show where we break down the matches and give you perspective, current storylines and trending topics with pro wrestling. Pepperoni has got your AEW Dynamite. I've got your Raw, and Miranda's got your SmackDown. You can find me on Twitter at Russian98. You can find the full team at Jablam Sports. Pepperoni, where can they find you?
Get me at Joey the Jabroni.
And Miranda, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at the Miranda Young.
And if you have any questions or comments, please tweet us. And you can also use the hashtags Xpload, XPLOAD, or Jablam Sports. That's JABLAM Sports. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our podcast. Go on anywhere where you find podcasts. Type in Xpload or Pro Wrestling Explode or Jablam Sports Xpload. And click on the three dots in your podcasting app and share our show with three wrestling fans you know. Remember, go to our website, jablamsports.com, see all our podcasts, click on podcasts and Pro Wrestling Explode, and you can get also game notes for all the episodes that we put out there, links and tidbits of things we mentioned during this show. Let's do it. What are we doing right now?
We're watching the horror show. That's what we're going to do. We're watching it a little late. Somebody had to work last night, so we're watching it late. I only saw one spoiler. Only one spoiler. So I think I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I watched it all last night because usually pre-pandemic we would actually have viewing parties for the pay-per-views because we're like the one person out of all of our friends who has the network and whatnot. But we've just still gotten into the flow of watching it. So we watched it last night, my boyfriend and I. So I know it happens, but it'll be good to get a second watch through of it, and I'm obviously not going to drop those spoilers. And so a lot of my reactions will probably still be the same things that happened last night because of the way things were. But yeah, we'll see that all within the show.
Yeah, I'd like to hear you what you think as it, and let us know if we're about to miss something awesome or not awesome.
Yeah.
Let's start it off. Let's start it off. Let's go. How are we doing this?
So we're going to do this. So for everybody watching at home, you're going to queue up the horror show at WWE Extreme Rules, July 19th, 2020. It's 2 hours, 34 minutes long. But you're going to queue it up to 0 minutes, 0 minutes, 0 hours, 0 seconds, 000. And we're just going to press play on 3. We're going to press play on 3. I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to press play on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo! All right. So Miranda, you were saying you're not going to give us any spoilers, but you're going to kind of hint maybe or give us tidbits about, things that are happening during the match?
Yeah, I will say the intro for this, the package is like really well done. So what we're about to get into.
All right. I got a skip intro button. I won't press that.
Yeah.
Very cinematic.
Yeah. Ooh, creepy. Creepy children. Creepy hair.
Who's talking right now?
I couldn't figure out the voice.
Dolph Ziggler. I think it's Dolph Ziggler.
It could be Dolph. Yeah, actually. You know what? It could be Dolph.
I don't
But
think so.
I was so captivated by the actual video package. I was just like,
Yeah, what is happening here? But they just have like
Ooh.
the Blair Witch Project, WWE.
Mhm.
yeah.
Be
Whoa.
warned.
This is
There's
freaky.
no going back.
I don't know what to expect here. Oh, there's Bray.
Run. No?
And these are really cool too. The little like spots.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
cool.
We're in the swamp already.
Cool.
Whoa.
Bray and Seth.
Oh no.
And the red eyes too. I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
Ooh, all
They
right.
went eye. That was good editing. You are not the
See,
boss
I'm
of me.
still. Ooh, yeah. Is he gonna torture him though? I don't know. I don't think so. I like this.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a
And
masterpiece.
also, I will say about the Drew and Dolph match, don't count it out before you see it.
Hmm.
This is like WWE has always had like amazing promo packages. Like that was
It's
like
part
when
of
I was a
why I love
kid.
them.
When I was a kid, I didn't dream of being a wrestler. What I wanted to do was like be the person that cuts the trailers for the pay-per-views. Because it's just like
Yeah.
it's so cool. Such
Yeah,
great
it would
I was
storytelling.
be
this.
such a dream to work for WWE.
Mm,
For me, it was the more of the Hockey Night in Canada, editing the
right.
pre-show and obviously the Stanley Cup thing. But yeah, same kind of deal.
Here we go. The horror show at Extreme Rules.
Ooh, let's look at this. Look at the CG and lighting and graphics here.
Wow.
Holy smokes, it's intense.
It's funny. I was just watching the some old like NWA wrestling from like 1983, and it's like just really different.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The New Day.
Look how much they're implementing the 3D cameras for all these new graphics
Yeah.
now. Before it was a little bit, but now it's like so much.
Yeah,
There's, like,
I
so
love
many
that the
layers.
tracking is so cool with those like the graphics that are there, and oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, really well
Once
done.
again, one of those production elements that like WWE always does really well. I mean, sometimes the graphics look a little weird, and like the fact that some of them are 3D, I'm like, I don't know if this fits, but it's the actual dynamic of it and how they work it into every single one of their shows.
So good.
See, so this is going to be a championship tag match. This is the only one that I saw parts of while I was working yesterday. But it's a tables match, as he's saying.
Mhm.
So to win the match, you have to smash him through the tables. Whereas, see, I like a TLC match more because you can implement the tables, the ladders, or the chairs at any time, but you still need the 1, 2, 3 for the pin. In this match, if you use the table, if they go through the table, the match is over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if they go through the table, the match is over. Yeah. Yeah, I guess TLC would have been a lot more fun, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. TLC match is a little more entertaining because you can keep using them time and time and time again.
Yeah.
Whereas a tables match is you're maybe setting them up here and there, but once somebody goes through the table, that's it. The match is over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I will say, before getting into the match, without obviously spoiling anything, I feel like the match could have been longer, and that's probably part of what attributed to it, because it is a good match. But yeah, that's kind of another one of the themes tonight. Is I always feel like with a lot of these matches tonight that there could have been more time.
Wow, look at those Cesaro Matrix graphics.
I love it.
Those are great. Those are looking good. They're doing a great job on this stuff. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like they're making the best of this of the social distancing and stuff that they can't have crowds.
Mhm.
You know. Great production value.
Yeah.
Swiss Cyborg.
See, he's still holding his hand up like he's a part of the bar, though. It's pretty interesting.
It's like muscle memory now, probably.
Yeah.
I want to see Cesaro do Shinsuke's dance, though, is what I want to see. Oh.
Just him flailing his body around.
Yeah.
I will say, Shinsuke's intro music, though, is so good. I've heard it live, I think, 2 or 3 times now, and every single time the entire crowd breaks into dancing, and it's so good. It's so good. The whole crowd's just bobbing their heads, dancing, whether he's heel or a face. It's great. His music's just so good.
It's got that, like, doesn't it have like a violin, like an electric violin or something, it sounds like?
Yeah, I think so.
So this match, how did this match get set up? So it looks like 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, they just randomly attacked the New Day, or?
Well, basically Cesaro was going for a couple of weeks that nobody cares about them anymore. They're not getting any chances. People are overlooking them all the time, and he's had enough. He's had enough of that.
Yeah.
So then him and obviously Shinsuke were kind of a part of Sami Zayn's backup. And now that Sami Zayn's gone, they've kind of stayed together and developed this tag team, and that's how they've gone apart this. And they're pissed, and they're getting a lot more vicious, right? The last few weeks.
Well, and because I think the name they were going by was the Artist Collective, I think was what their group's name was. And obviously Sammy, I think, is back home in here in Canada. So yeah, Shinsuke and Cesaro have really been keeping the momentum, I feel like, going for the most part for their team, because, you know, Sammy had won the Intercontinental Championship, and then he got it taken away from him because he couldn't defend it. So I feel like they've done a really good job at showing both Shinsuke and Cesaro, because I do feel like they are severely overlooked, and they both are very talented. I mean, as are the New Day. They're also really talented too. But
Pepperoni, who do you think's going to win this match?
Oh yeah, we didn't do our picks.
This is the one match I do know.
Oh, you know. Okay, so
yeah,
this is
I
just
watched
me.
parts of this match while I was at work during my break, so I know most of what happens.
I think that New Day's gonna win. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna go through the table. I think that Shinsuke is gonna go through the table from Kofi.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe Big E. I don't know. I feel like somebody's putting Shinsuke through the table, and it might be because, like, somebody jumps on top of Shinsuke when he's on the table. This is like too detailed a prediction at this
point. This match
point.
is really vicious so far. Look at these guys.
Yeah, it's intense.
See, so I missed parts of this match, especially I missed the beginning part here, and they're really going at it early.
Yeah. Well, because I think the New Day is just kind of annoyed at the fact that, like, you know, they're the way that they attack them. So I think that they're just like, let's just get this over and done with, you know. So this match is very exciting. So I love this match, and it's a lot more aggressive than I think people thought it would be, for sure.
Yeah, great energy,
and it's got some really good spots too.
Yeah, even early on, like the double missile kind of drop kick by Kofi and them going back and forth, Shinsuke and Cesaro into the corners. It was a pretty good start, entertaining, high quality. And oh, they're going for is the match going to end right now? No. All right.
So does Cesaro get well, I guess we'll see if Cesaro wins the belt or not. I just feel like I still believe Cesaro needs something that's not a tag team belt.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many belts in WWE. What do we count? Yeah. Like 27?
Yeah. 27, 37. It's around there.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Give or take, plus or minus.
Yeah, I think Cesaro has done more than enough to prove himself to be a good superstar, not just a tag team partner, but he could easily do a standalone run on his own, for sure. He's got everything. It's also crazy how strong he is, because he doesn't look like he would be as strong as he is, but
Yeah.
he is like one of the strongest people in the company.
Well, the way he spins people around, what's that move called when he just like spins them around by the legs?
Yeah, when he I think it's the airplane. People are like, it's like spinning around on the airplane. Yeah. And then also too, I love Big E and Cesaro when they're against each other because Big E is just like so strong.
Is it over? Oh man, they were almost gonna do a
power bomb into the table. Cesaro's just like
an electric chair, basically.
Yeah.
That looked like it was gonna be an electric chair. That would have been wild.
This here's really cool.
Oh.
Nice. That was close to a table.
That's good. That's good. This is a great match so far. These guys are like it shouldn't be surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, every time you see somebody set up a table, Pepperoni, I want you to say yay or nay if that is the table, if you believe it.
Oh, the table that's gonna win it?
Yeah, like that table there. Would you say it's yay or nay?
No, that's a nay. That's a nay.
Okay, cool. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. I love the New Day. I was so happy when they got together and then they started. And then they were kind of like hated for the first year. It was kind of awkward, but then they really started to find their groove.
Yeah, they tried to give them like a crappy, cheesy gimmick. And these guys took a cheesy gimmick and turned it into like something incredible.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Because they were like heel. It was as though they were like, ooh.
Yeah.
Didn't go through the table though.
It was as though they were like heel preachers or something, right? They were like...
Yeah. Definitely, though, like the power positivity thing totally works for them. They just all have so much energy. And I think, like, once again, that whole positivity vibe thing, I think is one thing that is something that we could always admire and look up to.
Yay or nay?
That table? That table is not the one that somebody's going to go through.
They should number the tables. WWE, next time we do any tables matches, can you please number them so then we can go 7? I think it's going to go through 7. No, maybe 4. That would be great. People start gambling in the middle or at the beginning of matches. That would be great. No. Nay. Right?
No, not happening.
No.
You're like, no.
I can't remember now. I
do.
Oh. So, Miranda, let everybody know, how long has Xavier Woods been out, and what is he up to?
He's been out since the fall. He's been out. He's out for surgery. I think that they said he's going to be out for about 9-10 months. Originally, I know he's basically just been doing a lot of stuff with Up Up Down Down, like his gaming YouTube channel. So he's been doing a lot of like streaming and YouTube and stuff like that. So he's been keeping busy and supporting everyone online. But yeah, I mean, it's probably best for him to just be hanging out at home anyways, considering the whole pandemic and everything. But yeah, when he comes back, I'm sure it'll be. I'm hoping he'll be feeling a lot better because I think he tore his Achilles tendon. So yeah, that's when you really got to be careful of. So
I heard it was like complications from his breast implants, or is that someone else?
What?
No, maybe that's someone else. Maybe that's someone else.
Charlotte Flair.
Oh, okay.
And we can talk about that a little bit closer. Well, no, Charlotte's not having a match.
No,
she's out right now.
But the Charlotte, I was pretty proud of Charlotte. She didn't have to, but she did go on Twitter and talk about the complications she was having with her breast implants.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, and that was a part of the storyline with her and Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
With Becky kind of insulting her, saying, "Oh, I'm not that kind of champion that can just leave during important parts of my career."
Yeah.
For a breast, supplementation addition.
Yeah.
And, I work hard for this. So.
No, it's important to bring awareness to it, actually, because it's actually a really dangerous thing. Because she was having leaking into her bloodstream, and that can kill you if it doesn't.
Is it going to happen? Is this gonna happen right
This
now?
no, it's not that table. That's not the table they're going through.
No.
No, I don't think they're going through that table.
Yeah,
Well,
I
there's two
think
of them there.
I think the
Yeah.
one in the ring is the one that somebody's going to go through. I don't know where that table's going to end up, but the table that's in the ring is the one that feels lucky to me.
That was a nice flip by Kofi.
Oh, Big E,
Woo!
man. Dude's big.
I'm scared of
Yeah.
the table that's upside down with those poles sticking up.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's dangerous.
Reminds
There
me
Oh,
we
here we
go.
go.
the swing. There it is.
Nice.
The swing, yes.
I remember when Morrison's old partner, was it Morrison's old partner? That his face went right into like a table or something? The edge of a table? Oh, it
wow,
was
could
nasty.
be.
Ooh. No, he
He
pushed the table
Push
away.
the table away, yeah.
Oh.
I love the way that Kofi moves around. He is like a springboard. Like,
He is amazing to watch.
constantly.
So exciting.
You know those moon shoes that people had, like, back in the day? It's what I feel like Kofi wears. Basically, that's how he walks. Is just every time he flings himself. Like
He's
those moon
amazing.
boots.
He's like the highlight of the Royal Rumble every year.
Well, yeah, because he has so many spots that are so inventive. Him and Naomi usually does a lot of cool stuff
Naomi's
too.
Naomi's doing it now too. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Oh, no. Sorry's too strong. Nakamura. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, are they gonna put him through? No,
Powerbomb?
no. Oh,
Oh!
no. Wow.
That's it. Kofi's through the tables, and they're the new champs.
They're the
Yep.
champs. Wow.
I was happy about this result. I
Yeah,
was like,
no,
you know,
I'm
they deserve
happy,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Are
happy,
they going to
and
be
it's a good story
pushovers
too.
now?
Yeah.
Now that the champs, are they pushovers? Or are they going to take it to the titles and take it to another gear? Who's next? Who's next on the table now? They're probably going to have a rematch, I'm guessing, with New Day. Maybe keep the storyline going.
Mhm.
But who else on SmackDown, at least, could, fight them for the titles? I haven't seen the Usos in a while, actually, too, speaking about them.
Well, I can't remember which one of them, but one of them's also injured right now. He's out for, I think, 4 or 5 months. It might be Jay who's injured right now. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know one of them is injured right now. It definitely, though, I can tell you won't be the Forgotten Sons who will be tagging against them, because just like their name, we've kind of forgotten about them. Also, I think my cat is behind me on the curtain. Are you here? No.
That's great.
He jumped up behind me. And I was like,
Pepperoni.
he's probably going to pop his head out between here. I wouldn't be surprised.
So this is the part of Cesaro's shtick lately.
What is it?
Watch.
What did I tell you a couple of weeks ago? We were being overlooked. Actions speak louder than words. That's good. Is he speaking Swedish?
Yeah.
Swiss?
Yeah.
Swiss?
Yeah.
Swiss.
There's the
Wow,
replay.
that was I'm surprised they won like 2-week build. It was only like a 2-week build, and they gave him the belts. That was quick.
I mean, I feel like it's definitely been longer than that. Wise, maybe with the New Day, it felt a little bit like quicker of a build, but definitely it's something that's been brewing a lot, especially online. People are like, "Why are Shinsuke and Cesaro? They're so overlooked. They're so good." So the WWE universe has definitely been calling.
Look at this pose.
I love them, and they're both
a
wearing
bit of the
mouth guards
bar
too.
again. See, I don't know what's going on with that. A bit of the bar look.
Yeah.
Oh, now we get a promo. Nice.
Well, we get commercials
Oh.
now? Don't I pay for
guess.
this service?
Okay, bye. Oh, that's what he was looking for. My cat was looking for the treats that were behind the.
Oh.
Oh. So I'm going to tell you, fans, I've been trying to be very healthy over the last year or so, if you've noticed. So what I like to do is I recommend everybody, sometimes when you're really sitting down for a long time and you're watching the pay-per-view, I recommend having some water, maybe a G0, and I'll get to the food. Let's listen to this promo.
I don't even know what's going on. She's just
They're
trying to like positive affirmations like Stuart Smalley.
Because Nikki, especially after SmackDown on Friday, was feeling very low confidence. She was like very feeling like beating herself up. So they're just trying to encourage each other.
Right.
I love Kairi Sane. She is so wholesome.
So is this like awkward, these guys are all? I know Nikki Cross. I guess they're trying to pump each other up because Asuka has a match too, right?
Later on, yeah.
So I looked it up. 93 days. New Day had the SmackDown titles 93 days. They took it from John Morrison and The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love this ring gear also. Like, I loved it. Like, when she came out last night, I was like, I love that top. It's so cute, and it's very her.
I haven't noticed Nikki in any of this kind of gear, though, before, at least in WWE.
She's had, like, a little bit of, like the vest that open up, and she's done that with, like, Alexa, and she's usually done a lot of, like, coordinating gear, but she hasn't had really much of anything of herself since she has been teamed up with Alexa.
Mm. Oh, this is the first time I've seen this Bayley graphic, too. 3D-wise, I guess.
Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, when Bayley and Seth both got their music changed over, I was like, at first I was like, the beginning of these sound way too similar.
Mm. Yeah, they do. Like, so Bayley's like edgy Bayley now. Like, I know she's got this haircut that's supposed to be edgy, but it's kind of like a mom haircut.
Yeah.
Like it's not soccer mom. Yeah, haircut? It's not edgy. It's kind of like a Karen haircut, you know? Like it's not
I will say it is cool. At the back it is shaved. I know she when she first, or maybe it was last night, I don't know, I saw a picture of it today, but she got dual straps shaved into the back of it.
Oh, she did. Oh. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I want to make her. I want them to like just play with her edge a little because I think they're going. I don't think they went far enough. You know.
Yeah.
I kind of like this Nikki Cross, how like excited she is all the time, and how like she's so serious and intense. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who do you think is going to win pepperoni?
Yeah.
I get to pick first this time. Oh, So yesterday on Twitter, Miranda asked who we thought we would be, and I thought maybe Nikki would beat Bayley. But for some reason, as I'm watching this right now, I don't see Bayley losing. Like I think, I don't see Bayley losing. So.
Yeah, you were talking about it last episode. You're talking about last episode, and I think both female champions will keep their titles. I think Bayley keeps this one.
Oh, you think Bayley keeps it, and then you think Banks loses, so you think Asuka keeps it?
Yeah, I think Asuka keeps hers later on too. I don't know. You can do a little bit more with the storylines. I think still, like I was talking to Miranda before about this. I think we need to see Crazy Cross, Psycho Cross, for her to become heel before she eventually wins the title, female title. Sure.
Give her more energy behind her.
Yeah. And I also I love Nikki Cross, and like this is like not tying into this match, but I've said this before I saw this match. One of her biggest downfalls, she's a fantastic wrestler, but one of her biggest downfalls is she puts her friendship a lot of times before the match. So like say like Sasha were to attack Alexa, Nikki is so preoccupied with protecting her best friend, she kind of loses sight of the match. So she's a really good friend, but sometimes when it comes, she's loses focus because she's so preoccupied with always coming to her friend's defense, which I mean is very admirable in a friendship. But when it comes to a match, sometimes you just gotta let whoever is with you at ringside protect themselves and kind of deal with it until your eyes are on the prize and the match is done.
Right. That was a good slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Nikki would be way better off as a singles competitor with nobody in her corner, so she can focus right on her opponent.
But honestly, I like them either way. Like, I like Alexa being in her corner, and I like Nikki being in Alexa's corner. But if they were separated, I would enjoy that as well. Mm. I know a lot of people don't like Alexa. Oh, I love this. That
was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Nikki. Like when she first joined, I didn't know what to expect. Do you know her story? Like, where's she from? Was she like WWE developmental, or did she come from somewhere else?
She's from Scotland, and she came into NXT. She was in this group in NXT that was Insanity, and they were like, essentially they were insane, and they were like crazy. And she was very like, everyone was like, oh, this girl's really weird. And in the group, I believe her husband was in it as well. I'm trying to think of the other people who were in it as well, but there was like 3 or 4 other people in it. But she came up from NXT last year, and she had that gimmick a little bit, and then her and Alexa became friends. Like, she came to support Alexa because there was a time that Alexa had like no friends, and she came to support Alexa, and then they've been together since then. But
oh, cool.
Yeah, I love Nikki. She's great, and also too, the part she's really short. Like, you can probably tell from this, but she's very short, and she's got like tiny little feet as well. I met her at SummerSlam last year, and she is like way shorter than I thought she was. And waiting in line, I was looking at her shoes, and I was like, oh my god, she has tiny feet, like baby feet. It's adorable. But I met her at like 8:00 in the morning, but it was weird. She was like not overly high energy, but she still like was way more awake than someone need to be at 8:00 in the morning. She's like sitting there drinking her coffee, and she's like, oh, how's it going? And she's very nice.
That's great. She's 5'2". I just looked it up. She's 5'2". I don't know what her shoe size is. Maybe I'll look up her shoe size. For some reason, shoe size is like when we did the Backlash companion, we just kept looking up people's shoe size, and we learned that was Sheamus, right? The Sheamus is like 6'2", like 250 pounds or something like that, and he has like size 9 feet. We were like, what? How does he even hold himself up?
Yeah.
It's a theme, shoe size. Let's see if I can find Nikki Cross shoe size. Oh, come on, Google. Nikki Cross bra size. That's not what I'm looking at.
Oh. Brutal.
Jeez.
Come on. All right. Just so you guys know, my internet is lagging, so hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. Well, my video is a little slow, though.
Yeah, it doesn't have her shoe size. I'm disappointed in you, internet. Internet is sexist.
Yeah, they're tiny though.
The patriarchy is only showing us her bra size.
Oh, I love this. This is great here.
Oh, this is fantastic. She gets slid inside the apron.
Well, because Nikki usually does this, right? So I was like, oh, the tables have turned. But just you wait.
Oh, is this a thing Nikki does? She
usually
puts
them underneath in the apron, and then she starts beating them up. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, because that's what we do on this show. Like, I don't watch the WWE so that you guys can fill me in on what's happening. You guys can totally watch AEW. Oh, wow, she just showed up on the other side of the ring. That's fantastic. Nice. Oh, and now she's putting Bayley in. That's fun. That's fun. We're watching Extreme Rules, the horror show at Extreme Rules pay-per-view companion. And we're watching Bayley versus Nikki Cross right now and reacting live. We're at 30 minutes and 43 seconds, if you follow along with us. So you think Bayley's going to win this
Wow.
match, Pete?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's the time for.
In your heart of hearts, who do you want to win this match?
Oh yeah, I'd rather have Nikki Cross. I think I mentioned before I'm not a big Bayley fan. I love Nikki Cross, and I think Nikki Cross has a lot of layers to her. She's you can feel the cuteness, the sensitivity of her, the camaraderie of her when she's face, and then when she's heel, she has the whole craziness to her, which is fantastic as well. So
Like the loose
she's
cannon.
good at playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's very good at both sides of the fence, and I would like if she was actually face too, as well, to see how she would be if she was a face champion. But I really, really do think that she, or at least writing for the WWE, they would want her maybe heel first before she does win the championship. I feel that way.
Yeah.
Look at Sasha with all the belts. I love it.
I know.
I
was like, oh my
love
God.
seeing that.
For me, with Nikki, she's been up on the quote unquote main roster for almost 2 years now, and I think like she's definitely put in the work. But I think that she still doesn't get booked maybe the way that she should be getting booked. She's definitely going to be a future champion. For sure, and this is like how I'm feeling my heart of hearts. I agree. I definitely think that the way they booked her, I don't know if they're ready to make her a champ yet or not. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens from here on out. Because honestly, no matter what happens here, they still could change that. What happens going forward, right? So
for sure.
Whether she wins or loses, they could still capitalize on the win or loss.
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah, she's showing she's strong here, that's for sure.
I liked how Nikki kind of sometimes does other people's moves, and you could see she was trying to do like the bank statement move there, and she was mocking Bayley with her kind of twist before she gets her in the corner. So it's kind of, I like that. I like that she does that. Pretty cool.
So Sasha's actually got the SmackDown Women's title around her waist.
Yeah.
And she's got the 2 tag team championships on her shoulder. How many more belts do you think she can carry? Like at what point does it weigh more than she does, you know? Well, she's pretty strong. She can probably carry it anyway. But like, I don't know how many belts do you think that she can fit on herself there. Nikki's going up. Is she going to win it?
Here we go. No. It was a good turn. Ooh.
Yeah. Without giving anything away, of course, this match is definitely a really good showing for Nikki. And it was honestly, it's one of her best booked matches to date, especially since she's been on SmackDown. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this match.
Who are all these people in the crowd? They're not all wrestlers, right?
Yeah, a lot of them are developmental talent, or people in NXT. Like some of them are actually on NXT every week. Some of them are just people like the recruits training in the Performance Center. I don't know if you can see or if she's there. I didn't look to see if she's in there. But the Rock's daughter Simone signed a developmental contract, so she's been at a lot of the tapings. So she's probably somewhere in there. I didn't look for her last night, but she's probably somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, The Rock was really like gracious about it too. He was like, "Hey, she did this on her own. I didn't push her into it. She said she wanted to do it. I wanted to make sure she wanted to do it for herself, and it's really cool."
Yeah, he seems like he'd be a really supportive dad no matter like what his kids choose. He seems like a very good person. I hope he is, at least, or else my heart will be crushed.
Jeez. Oh, you see that? Oh, Bayley's.
Wow.
Damn, that looks bad. You know what? I will say this. I really miss that dude with the denim. I think it's like a denim jacket and the red hat that I almost always see in WrestleMania events, especially pay-per-views. He's usually at the bat in the first row.
It's a fan that's usually there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's almost always there. So I haven't seen him in 4 months. I miss that dude.
Yeah. It's funny. One of my friends, he always goes to anytime that they're in Toronto or surrounding area, he always goes and gets like front row. Even the just like the regular like live events, he'll buy like front row tickets and he'll always buy the packages and stuff like that. And I don't even want to know the amount of money he spent, but he went to WrestleMania last year and SummerSlam last year with the travel packages, and he was front row for both of them. And I just kept seeing him out of the corner of my eye because he always wears this red hat.
Yeah.
And usually it's like a black wrestling shirt, or it'll be like whatever, some merch that he bought that night. But his reactions are so great too. Like, it's so good.
Right. Yeah. I've seen a pay-per-view. I've seen a taping. Like I've seen like a live show. I've seen a house show. I've never seen WrestleMania. Though. It's still my wow. So did Sasha just knock her with her brass knuckles? 1, 2, 3.
No,
Bailey.
Sasha gave Bailey the boss knuckles. Not the brass knuckles, the boss knuckles.
The boss knuckles.
Yeah. The referee was distracted, right? Yeah. Is I guess Bailey right there distracted the referee. The referee turned away. Sasha quickly gave Bailey the boss knuckles. Went the other side. The referee turned around, and then she already got her right in the ribs with those.
Yeah. How do you feel about this ending of this match?
I think it was good. I think you keep Nikki strong. Because Bailey couldn't beat her fair and square. And I think it makes Nikki look really good. And Bailey keeps the belts, which is kind of what you want.
I did feel really bad for, like, when I was watching for Nikki, because I'm just like, especially the little promo that she cut on Friday, where she was just talking about, you know, that she's kind of given up everything to come over here, and she like has something that she needs to prove, and to watch her like lose in that kind of way, that it's like, oh, like you feel so bad, because it's like you can tell that was such an unfair loss to her. Yeah. But it definitely builds, I think, for her, and I hope that in the future that they kind of build on this momentum.
Yeah.
I liked how they had the Bailey on the side and the boss brass rings right below it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool shot.
That was a nice setup.
The boss knuckles right to the abdomen.
Yeah.
Right to the kidneys. Right to the kidney shot with the boss knuckles. That's the bad part. So
Miranda, what do you think happens now for her there on that? Yeah, for Nikki. Do you think she's now gonna start either falling apart, or just get really angry and become slowly heel? Does it happen now? What do you think?
I don't think it'll happen yet. I think that she's kind of take her loss from it. Take it, be like, you know what, this is what happened. And especially the fact that it was unfair, I think there's a little bit more of a confidence booster to her. So I think that she'll kind of keep that in the back of her head. I think down the line, though, they are going to kind of flip that switch on again, because you do see moments of her kind of like that insanity come out again. I don't know if that's them paying homage to her old character or not. But yeah, that's what I think they're going to do.
Oh, do you guys see this?
Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah.
There's something that's so funny in this that I was like...
All right.
Yeah.
All right, this is a very different intro to the Firefly Funhouse. He's in his castle? What is going on here? Oh, you know what this already reminds me of?
What?
Vincent Price's show. Hilarious House of Frankenstein.
Hilarious House of Frankenstein. Yeah, that show was incredible. My frightened fireflies. Great.
I love his voice.
Really good.
This whole chemistry set. Is he gonna... Is he gonna make a Frankenstein?
He's got, look at the pictures in the back. He's got John Cena, got
Yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Yep. All the people he's taken down.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. He's insulting it. Amazing.
Oh, that was the
this is
Usos
time.
doing this karaoke showdown.
Yeah, that awful karaoke segment that was a disgrace to the women's division. He's making fun of it.
That was great. That was
And I was
great.
like, this
Just
is the only
punch it.
time that they should be acknowledging it. After this, get rid of it, please.
Yeah.
That was good. That was very good. So that's funny. They mentioned that was a horror show, right? That segment was a horror show.
That's true. All right. So is this match next?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, they're just hyping it up.
Yeah.
Who's on the
I
bottom?
like how
Oh,
his
that's Mick
hair-
Foley.
Does it?
I like how his hair looked like Miss Frankenstein's kind of hairstyle,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like shaved on the side and it's a little bit puffy in the top. That was
Would it
nice.
spoil anything for you guys if I told you like when that match was happening? Do you
I
care,
don't
or do
think
you want
so.
me to?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. When
So
like when in
the
order is
swamp
that
match is the main event. It is.
Oh,
the
it
main
is.
Event.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. This here is.
Oh,
Oh, there's the belt. Joe, did you see the belt? We never really got to talk about how the belt looks.
but just what's his name? Josh Matthews? That's not Josh Matthews. Apparently, Apollo Crews match isn't happening.
Yeah. They don't really explain it too much, but
He said there was some sort of physical that got declined
they
or
said that he
something.
didn't pass his physical earlier in the day, but Apollo Crews at this point hadn't been on
Yeah.
Raw for almost a month, and
Wow.
or maybe
Yeah, that's
a
right.
month. And yeah, they showed here, but I just don't think the answer makes as much of sense as they're trying to make it.
Yeah.
Because they show it here. What happens? And I'm like,
So
Okay.
this was last month on Raw. This is the old U.S.
Yeah.
title. Apollo Crews, and then Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley attacks him from behind, puts him in a full Nelson.
yeah, puts him in a full Nelson, and they say that full Nelson has injured him and put him out for the last month. And I'm like, I don't believe that. And MVP the week before unveiled the new title, the new look at the title, and I was like, this is weird. Like,
So, but kayfabe reason is he really injured? Have they said anything about what his real injury is?
they know that nobody like outside of kayfabe has said anything about what's going on. I know there's people speculating it could be COVID, but no one knows for sure. And I think that to speculate is to, like, I don't know what their reasonings are, but I know a lot of people have been speculating that could be the reason. But
They're saying some are suggesting maybe he had coronavirus.
yeah,
Some are suspecting that he failed his pre-show medical evaluation. No, that's not the case.
yeah. 'cause
Apparently,
that's what they were
Crews
saying.
didn't even show up that day.
Yeah, because even if he wasn't sick and if he came into contact with somebody who was, just to be safe, they always could have just quarantined him and everything. But
Yeah, but why wouldn't they just say that? Okay, so MVP took the title. Took the
Yeah.
new
So
U.S.
now
championship.
automatically the title? He won the title? That's weird,
Yeah.
man.
He's saying he forfeited an MVP.
See, I didn't even like it. I didn't even like it when Rey Mysterio did that when he passed on the title automatically last year. There has to be
it's
some kind of match. Something like the number 1 or the number 2 contender.
yeah,
Yeah, like
have
do
a
a
match.
tournament, you know, like
this is it though for this. I was like, really? That's all we're getting for this? I did watch a little bit of Raw, so I'm not going to elaborate into that for this. We'll obviously talk about that later on this week. But yeah, it's just when I watched this last night, I was like, this is weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like there wasn't enough of a proper explanation, and the way that this is happening doesn't make much of sense to me.
Yeah, with hockey and other sports, I'm even going to talk about it on this week's episode of Xpload Sports Hockey. In the NHL, they've been implementing a broad thing called unfit to play, because I think with the new agreement with the players and the owners, they've decided, especially for personal reasons, not to disclose if players have COVID.
Yeah.
So they're just going to blanket all injuries. It doesn't matter if it's an ankle injury, it's a concussion, or if it is COVID, to just call it all unfit to play.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that like this thing with him for Apollo Crews, maybe he has it, but it's hard with rampant speculation. So that's maybe one reason why you want to tell people, so you nip that in the bud. I don't know.
Why is it a private thing though? Feels like,
because some people just want to deal with that in a private matter. Like, I think and if somebody wants to be open with it, like, that's up to their own discretion. But I think that if they're like, I don't really want to be too open about this or whatnot, then I guess like that's up to them, right? If they're sick or whatnot.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm trying to find the reason why somebody would want to keep it private. Oh,
well, like, say it's another kind of disease. Say it's
maybe it's something else. Well, yeah, you have cancer. Things like that.
Would you want other people to know if somebody you knew or you had cancer? Would you want just people to just know?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Because some people do, some people don't. Also, Kayla Braxton was tweeting today because she's had COVID twice now, and she because she got it back in March. She was off work for a month, and then she came back. She was fine, and then she ended up contacting it again in that big outbreak that happened about a month or two ago, and people were really not nice to her because I'm pretty sure she was working last night, and people were not nice to her online. They're like, because she tweeted something about, don't be stupid and make sure you're wearing a mask and blah, 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 just basically telling people to look out for each other. Yeah. People turned that thinking she was being stupid, and that's how she got it twice, and people were just being really rude to her. So I feel like that's a part of it too, because there's still a lot of stuff that's not known about this horrible virus and how it impacts people.
It's the horrible thing. It's just like when people think women are like being promiscuous, they're considered, floozy and everything. Whereas if men do it, it's like, oh, good for them. Like, that's foolish and that's stupid thinking. Same thing when it comes to something like this, like they're automatically thinking, oh, they don't know what to do with their health and they're just being reckless with abandon. Whereas you don't know how you get it sometimes, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, and there's plenty of, because people think automatically if you get it that you've been careless and you've been reckless with it. There's plenty of people who've they've been wearing a mask and they have been sanitizing things. But if somebody who has it doesn't wear a mask, then that's how like they can transmit it to other people. So that people aren't saying, oh, wear a mask to, for you, of course, for yourself, but it's to protect others around you. Right. Is more or less what it is, right? So, I've heard a lot of sad stories on Twitter of people who are like, yeah, my dad was as safe as it could be, and he wore a mask, and somebody coughed on him, and he sometimes there's been a few cases where people end up passing away and whatnot because other people have been reckless.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was that stigma against people who had it. I guess I just didn't even see that. But that sucks. But we got Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio coming up next.
Yeah. This match is a really good match. There's a lot of good spots in this for sure. Also, if you notice, it was previously speculated that the match was going to be pre-taped, but if you can notice up in the corner, it has the live graphics. So what do you guys think on that? that how they're gonna go about that.
I don't know. For myself, I think it's weird. Obviously, they're not going to use CGI, which is what we thought was going to happen with the rumors and the speculation. I thought there was going to be CGI, so you can go all nuts with the blood and the gore and the eyeball. Now, is his real eye going to pop out? Like, what's going to happen?
But do we know that it's live? Like, how do we know it's live?
Yeah.
Like, they can do whatever they want. They can put the live up there. I guess I'm looking at the crowd. The crowd looks like it's all the same crowd.
Yeah, because they tape a lot of these all in like one day. The only thing that's not live, and they take the live graphic down for, is the swamp match. Everything else is live. Usually the pay-per-views they do live, and then the weekly shows they've been filming in like spurts. So they'll try and film a couple shows in a day or whatever. But the pay-per-views they've been doing live for the most part, other than like the cinematic matches. But yeah, I was surprised yesterday when watching the pay-per-view that I didn't see the live graphic go down.
Weird. And like, what's this pipe wrench that Seth Rollins, like, that's, if you're gonna pull out somebody's eye, that's not gonna do it, dude. Like, that's the wrong tool.
Is it?
Like,
what
automatically
professional eye
the
puller,
tool that
pepperoni.
Seth Rollins brings.
What's the tool he should be using?
An ice pick. Something that will actually like you can't. Yeah, you gotta like pop the eye out. You can't like he's got like pliers. You can't pull somebody's eye out with that. Do you know how slippery an eyeball is?
Ray's behind him.
Rey Mysterio's right behind him. Yeah, he's got the punk hair like me.
So predictions about this match. Who do you think's coming out?
I told you.
One eye
I really think that Seth's gonna lose his match. I think he's gonna look like his buddy John Moxley and go with the eye patch for a couple of months. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, after seeing the tool that Seth Rollins brought to the match, it shows me that he knows nothing about pulling out a person's eye, and he's going to lose.
Yeah. What kind of clothes is Ray wearing? I think he looks like he's a crash test dummy. Am I not right with that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like yellow with the black and white.
So, and what happens to crash test dummies?
What happened to the crash test dummy?
Yeah, what happens?
What happens to crash test dummy? I thought you meant the band.
Yeah. No.
I mean, Ray's one gets thrown around anyways, so.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
that was nice. That looked like it really hurt.
They don't lose eyes. I don't think that's a thing.
I like the new poles.
Stupid tool.
The new corner poles are great. They have good pop to them.
Yeah. You can you really feel in your insides when somebody gets rammed in there, and you just hear that crack. You're like, oh.
Ooh. Steel pipe, eh? Bar. Oh, kendo stick. Nice, Seth.
Yeah, eye gouging is the way to do it, right? Like, you just use your thumbs and you gouge their eye out until it comes out. Like, that's the way to do it. I don't know why he has those weird pliers.
Well, you have a lot of experience in the whole eye thing. I do not.
I'm not saying I have experience. I'm just...
You sound more educated than us.
Per se.
Yeah.
Per se.
You're a professional eye puller, eye taker of... how many eyes do you have now on your mantle?
Well, I've officially thought about it more than you guys, because I did just Google how to pull out an eye.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think that's ever come up in your Google results.
No.
Definitely not.
The top hit is a Cora question. Is it possible to pull out someone's eye with your bare hands?
What's the answer?
Apparently, yes. I once saw a psychotic prisoner pull out one of his own eyes. Wow. Apparently you can do that.
I saw one of Anthony Jeselnik's stand-up comedies, and one of his jokes are cringeworthy, but they're so good. And I remember his eye joke, fabulous. That was a great one. Yeah. So it reminds me of that one.
Is
I
this
recommend.
this is not like the first like pay-per-view match these guys are having, right? They've had matches before this, right? Or is this one of the first matches they've had?
I don't think I've seen them have a match before, really.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but definitely, I mean, like all the lead up and like the emotional lead up,
Yeah.
definitely has added to this match. Like the chemistry that these guys have together. I mean, Ray can wrestle almost anyone. Seth can wrestle almost anyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
It's been strong so far.
I actually haven't been a fond of this storyline, really, for myself speaking. I don't know. It's weird.
So what
Yeah.
don't you like about it?
I don't know. It's a little bit of everything. I feel like they just came together randomly because Seth was having a different feud with Kevin Owens and all that, and he just kind of fell into this storyline with Rey Mysterio, and then with the injury, they just kind of like went from there. I don't know.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, so far it's always like they're trying to always use the grate on the steps to attack the eye. Like that's how he got his first injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is going to be the weapon that extracts an eye?
Oh.
Oh man.
Definitely not whatever Seth brought to the ring.
Like, do you think it'll be a hand? Do you think it'll be like those something in the toolkit?
It's got to be something that will visually block us from whatever's happening. That's for sure. So it's nothing small and nothing piercing.
Ooh, that was great. Yeah,
like,
there's a toolbox there. It's got to be something out of that toolbox.
So like if he's shoving his head into the toolbox, if he's using the stairs or the table.
Well, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like what you were saying earlier with the table with the legs. Imagine that they ended up turning that.
Right? Yeah, the table leg. Oh yeah.
That would be nasty. Like the edge of the desk. The edge of the desk would work really well, actually. And it would be great to see a reaction of Michael Cole or somebody if the eye popped out right in front of them.
Drops on Michael Cole's lap.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Like the reactions. There's gotta be
foot of the chair. The foot of the chair. There you go.
Foot of the chair. There's got to be crazy reactions once the eye pops out. Oh, is this it?
It's trying to pop it out right here.
No.
Who would agree to do this? It's just like I'm disappointed that it's not recorded. Like I'm disappointed that this is an actual match and this is an actual gimmick in the match.
Like honestly, the biggest downfall of this match is the stipulation.
Because like toy. Oh, I thought it was a squeaky toy. It was squeaking.
See, that's a tool to pull out somebody's eye, but that's not the technique you use.
Oh, see? Something like that. You smash his eye right on the corner of the table. That could knock an eye out. I like how he's smacking himself in the eye. Like, get back in their eye.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, of all the ridiculous match stipulations I've seen, like even like thumbtack matches and like Mick Foley's barbed wire match, like those matches made more sense to me than this match. Like, why would anybody, any human being, agree to have their eye removed?
Well, honestly, the only person who like actually wants the stipulation to happen is Rey Mysterio. Even Seth Rollins had said like, I thought he meant figuratively, not actually legitimately. I don't want to rip anyone's eyes out, but
I like how Kevin Owens that night was telling Seth, that's how much of a scumbag you are, that you've taken a guy who everybody loves in Rey Mysterio and made him want to have an eye for an eye match. That's how much you are of a scumbag.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they're trying to sell, I guess. They're trying to like Ray, because Ray doesn't do matches like this, you know?
No. Well, nobody does. But it's funny that Ray, out of all people, is the one that wants this match.
It's just so weird. It's like such a huge stipulation that feels like it should be like a year in the making, you know?
Well, it's
So
the horror
weird.
show. They got to make things look scary, and this is one way to do it. Have an eye pop out.
I'm
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
if you
surprised that they didn't do this for like in October for Halloween or something like that.
right,
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was mentioning 2 weeks ago when they decided to call it the horror show. I'm like, it's odd that they're calling this pay-per-view out of all of them the horror show. You would expect that to happen like during the Halloween time. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the Extreme Rules pay per view maybe just needs to go away. Like just in general, like replace it with something else. Like they did it a while back. They introduced it to compete with like ECW and stuff, right? And like
Mm.
it's just a different time. Like if you're like scraping the bottom of the barrel with stupid gimmicks like this, it's time to just find a new show, you know? I don't know. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe I'm being sour.
He's checking his eye.
Well, because he did hit it earlier, right? And he did hit it a bit, but his eye's still in there. You can see it moving around. But yeah, like honestly, the biggest takeaway from this match is the stipulation, because the match itself is great.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
and it's very inventive with some of the stuff that they're doing. Like, for example, like putting the kendo stick over there, or like, you know, using the chair leg and stuff like that. But yeah, the stipulation is,
Oh my
is the
goodness.
biggest
Is he going to do
takeaway
this?
for me.
Oh, that was so close.
The kendo stick is like the perfect height for Ray's face too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost made a Rey Mysterio shish kebab.
San Diego's own Rey Mysterio.
Is it time for a 619 almost? Oh, I thought he was going to go for all of his moves there. The senton, going back and forth.
You know what Ray should have done? He should have worn like a spike on his shoe and done a 619 to Seth and then taken out the eye that way.
Yeah, that would have been
But
really
he should have done thinking going into the match. So then if he gets the chance.
Well, Xavier Woods is not wrestling right now, so she should have put on Xavier Woods boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice frog splash.
Yeah. So it says he's a gloat on his.
Yeah, I saw the shirt. It's not the goat. It's the gloat.
Does it say gloat?
I think that's what it
there's
says.
something between the G and the L and the O.
Like a lightning kind of rod kind of thing there that looks like an L.
But it might just be a design thing, because if you look at the side of his pants, it says goat. But it just looks like gloat.
Yeah, but it has that thing in there too, so it's
has like a lightning.
So is he calling him? Yeah, looks like
he
he's
always
calling
has really cool ring gear. I love the fact that, like, especially for pay-per-views and stuff like that, he always has really cool ring gear. I know it was a short match, but when he had the match with Samoa Joe and had the Mysterio gear, that was cool.
Yeah, if he does the curb stomp on Mysterio somewhere, that could maybe pop an eye out, eh? If he does a curb stomp on him?
Yeah.
That could be a good finisher, actually. I would actually like that to be the finisher. Like, that would be amazing. He does a curb stomp, and then somehow the eye is maybe a bouncing rubber ball eye, and it starts bouncing out of it, like out after he does it. That'd be hilarious. Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Into the barricade.
Mm.
So who did we pick? Who did you pick, Peter? Who did you pick to win?
I
picked Ray.
I picked Ray to win, and you picked Seth to win, right?
No, I picked Ray to win as well. I said
Seth.
I picked Seth to lose because of the stupid tool he brought.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. I think Seth is gonna lose as well. Yeah.
So
just because
Samoa Joe is on the announcer desk. Is that guy injured?
Yeah. He has been injured twice in a short amount of time, and they had Jerry the King Lawler was on commentary, and he was making some outdated comments.
Yeah, that's what
and
happens when you get Jerry Lawler.
Online.
Yeah.
No, I know. But yeah, he's making some outdated comments, and also I think too with the scare of the pandemic and stuff like that, I think that they decided it would be best to not have him there, and so we don't know if it's a permanent or a temporary thing.
This could be it.
This could be it. He's got the shards of the kendo stick. That's a good tool to gouge somebody's eye out.
But I really love Joe on commentary. I think he really adds.
Did
he get his eye out?
No, I don't think.
There's a 619.
Oh, 619.
No, it looks like his eye is in.
Yeah, his eye's still in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he still has both eyes.
Oh, that's just a shame. All right, like seriously, Pepperoni, what do you think? Do you actually want to see the eye come out?
No, I don't want to see that. Like,
All
I
right.
thought it was going to be this pre-recorded thing. I don't want to see anybody's eyeball fall out.
Me too.
Like, why would anybody want to watch that?
But if we see it, so I don't think it's going to happen. So it's got to be a fake eye or something. Does somebody have a fake eye just sitting in their pocket right now? Is the referee carrying the fake eye?
I'll just say, pay close attention to things. Is all I'll say.
Maybe there's a fake eye right now already in Ray's mask somewhere. Oh, what's going on? Oh, he pulls out his mask. What did he say? Something about the Messiah?
He said you're no Messiah.
I'm looking up the 10 craziest wrestling match stipulations of all time while we're watching this, because I'm trying to see if any of these. Oh my God! He's got it.
Did he do it?
Oh. I'm looking up the 10 craziest wrestling match stipulations from whatculture.com, because I'm trying to see if any of these are as crazy as losing an eye. The Inferno match. You remember the Inferno match?
Oh, that one was crazy. The one where he was like on fire.
Is it crazier than losing an eyeball, though?
I think the stipulation's pretty out there.
What about the jailhouse match, which was the Big Boss Man versus the Mountie?
God. But they were actually... Wasn't he actually on fire, the Inferno match? Like, he went into fire, and it was actually, like, parts of his body were on fire, no? I can't remember.
The winner would set his opponent on fire.
Yeah,
that's how that works. Yeah. So he actually set himself on fire.
Yeah.
But like Kane was also wearing, like, both Kane and Undertaker both were wearing costumes that were like full
fire.
Yeah, they protected them as much as possible, because if you legitimately set someone on fire, I mean.
So there's also the Crybaby match, which was the 1-2-3 Kid versus Razor Ramon. And you had to dress your opponent in a diaper, put a bottle in his mouth, and dust baking baby powder all over him. Is this Ray gonna lose his eye? Is Ray gonna lose his eye?
I don't know, maybe. This is where he first got it injured too, the exact same place, right?
Same step.
Yeah. No.
Oh, he's crying.
Oh, did it work?
Is that enough to pop an eye out?
Did it work? Why did he stop?
Just keep watching.
Is that enough to pop the eye out?
Keep watching.
Oh, Seth. Oh, what's that? Is that it?
Look at his hand. You see in his hand?
His eye fell out.
I saw something. His eye sticking out.
Oh, it worked. Seth Rollins popped out Rey Mysterio's eye. And now he's going to puke.
Yeah.
Now Seth is going to puke. He's just dry heaving.
Oh, no.
Oh, he pukes. Oh wow, he actually puked.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
That's
Good.
more astonishing than having a fake eye pop out.
Now that I don't know, I need to commend
Yeah.
that
See,
that
Yeah.
he was able to
is-
puke.
was he able to throw something in his mouth off screen quickly and make it look like that?
Yeah.
Or
Maybe, yeah. Had
Yeah.
a
the
granola
crowd
bar in
toss him
there.
some oatmeal.
Yeah, some
yeah,
oatmeal or a
it kind
granola
of
bar.
looked like oatmeal. Yeah. Getting Becky ready for when the baby comes.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Wait, is he the father?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Him and Becky got engaged last WrestleMania around then. Yeah.
Oh really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. What a cool couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool that's a cool set of parents. I always thought it was funny. Imagine like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were your parents. Or like imagine being at like the PTA meeting when Triple H and Stephanie McMahon show up. You know? Or meet the teacher night, you know?
Yeah.
Now Seth
just
Rollins and Becky Lynch.
yeah.
What's this? Oh,
This
they're
is,
continuing.
because he has a new show like Tales from the Dead Man or something like that. So it's just
Oh.
Undertaker talking about basically his crazy stories from his time in the ring and with the company.
Oh cool.
That's pretty cool. Timothy Olyphant. Oh, I love Timothy Olyphant. He's narrating. Nice. Of course, the whole Western feel. You got to get Timothy Olyphant.
Dead Man. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it was on. Oh, nice. It's a new series.
Yeah, it's on the network.
Yeah, I might watch that. I watched The Last Ride. Last Ride was really good.
Yeah, Last Ride was really cool. It really, I mean, definitely solidified even more so than ever the amount of work that Taker has put in. That he definitely didn't need to, and he could have walked away so long ago.
I love how somber these guys are trying to be right now. It looked like it was a fake eye. It was a fake eye, and they're like, "Oh my god." Permanently altering his life. It was a fake eye, no?
They're trying to play it
Come
off
on,
like
guys.
it was real, though.
Oh man. Why is Bailey sad? Why is she looking so sad?
I guess Rey Mysterio just lost his eye, so she's got to be sad about that, right?
You'll see.
Oh.
I was a huge fan growing up. Nice. Ray's not seeing double vision. She's still Bailey
Like,
Dose
of
straps.
course.
So she's doubling up on the heel right now.
I know everyone's like trying to have this like sad moment. And she's just like, nope.
It's great.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I like Bailey better as a heel than a babyface.
I like her better when she's not scripted, because when she is scripted, she tries so hard to stick to that, and it comes across as so disingenuous to me.
Yeah.
I also really love Sasha's ring gear tonight. I just love that color of green.
Yeah, it's great. And it matches her eyeshadow.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go as well with her hair though, the blue hair.
The blue goes well with the green. The blue goes well with the SmackDown title, actually.
So does she only wear the blue hair? Because I know she did the blue hair and then she was automatically heel. And then she has like the purple hair and that's her face color?
I don't know. I don't think that they've really... It might just be what she's going for right now. I mean, because she's on SmackDown, it might be because of that as well. They haven't really said like why. I guess we'll see if she goes face again, if she changes her hair.
Is Sasha on SmackDown? I thought Bailey was a SmackDown champion.
Both of them are. And so Sasha's on SmackDown as well. But she's challenging for the Raw Women's Championship, which I have issues with that in itself already. But, yeah, they're both on SmackDown.
That's why they had that segment. I think I mentioned to you 3 weeks ago, because it seemed like she was going to challenge Bailey for the title, but they changed it up and said no, it's Asuka on Monday. So
Right.
it worked. It worked
Yeah.
because it worked with that segment.
Yeah, but I just like my issue with it is there's not enough titles for the women to be fighting for such a division full of talent. So they're already kind of fighting for what they can on each of their respective brands. So Sasha and Bailey, we know that they're talented and they've been a lot of the forefront of the pandemic era of wrestling, but does Sasha really need to be in a title opportunity for Raw when she's not on that brand? I mean, technically speaking, with the tag titles, they can go between, but I don't think that should make her be able to challenge for the Raw championship just because she has the tag titles.
I think it's because they're good for ratings. That's why they've been on every show 3 times a week.
No, I know. But I'm just like, there's plenty of other people, like especially on Raw, who could be getting put into that main title picture. But
but looks like next up is. Oh wait, this is not next up, Braun Strowman.
No,
you said it's the last match. Okay.
Yeah, they're just promoting this. I was scared at this point. I was like, wait, is this the match? But no, it's just a promo for that. It's just an extended promo.
Match. Yeah. So that we buy the pay-per-view that we already bought.
Yeah.
So you keep with the network.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to the belts, we've been talking almost for weeks on end that we feel that there's too many belts, especially pepperonis. Like they don't mean anything anymore if there's so many belts.
27 belts. Yeah. Every you get a belt. You get a belt. It's like Oprah every pay-per-view. Just gives everybody a belt.
So we were thinking about just merging the belts and having, one main title and then even one main title for the men's tag teams as well. Not having 2 for every show and 2 main belts for every show. How about, and including for the women, how about you merge the titles, but then you have a mid-card belt for the women.
Yeah, like a women's intercontinental type thing, right?
Yeah. Still to come.
See, I don't know how I feel about that because, really the main titles that they have is, the guys have on each of the brands. There's 3 titles that are on each of the brands, plus the 24/7 championship, and then so the tag belts on each of the brands, and then the mid card, and then whatever the main one is on whatever the brands, and then the 24/7 championship. So really, there's 3 belts, prospectively, that somebody could go after on the men's side of the division. But if they're not a tag team, there's 2, really, because nobody really goes after the 24/7 championship. So really, that still leaves only two belts. And then when it comes to the women's division, I definitely think that they need more of a mid-card title because really you have the tag belts for both of the 2, their 2 main brands. And then you have each of the respective brand main championships, and that's it. So if you're not in a tag team, then you basically have one thing you can go after. So that's another thing I feel like it's been taking away from the women's division is if you have, for example, with Sasha and Bailey, right now they have 2, and they're going for, they have 2 of the 3 main championships that they can go for. And if Bailey wins this, then they have everything. And I feel like...
Right. There's only one tag team. There's not Raw and SmackDown women's right now.
There's only the one
tag team.
Yeah. Yeah. So really there's only 3 titles that they can have for any of between the Raw and SmackDown. And that's taking away from NXT because usually in the pay-per-views they only focus on Raw and SmackDown. So I usually talk in terms of that. But yeah, so say for example, if Sasha were to win tonight, then they have all of the gold, and Sasha, who's technically not even on Raw, would have the Raw title. So that's where I was thinking into it. I'm like, okay, we already had an issue with when it came to Bailey and Becky having the titles for an extended period of time, the 2 main titles on each brand, and it just being super extended. It would have been nice to have like a shorter reign for one of them and a long reign for another one if they were going to do a long reign. But they both had really long reigns, and it just kind of takes away, because when other people go to challenge the champions and they've had long reigns, most times you're expecting them to lose, and most times they book them to lose. So
why do you need so many though? Like why wouldn't you just have like world champion, like intercontinental champion or whatever the secondary title is, and then tag team champions for men and women? Like, why do you need Raw titles, SmackDown titles, like all these things? Why not just make 3 titles for men, 3 titles for women, and that's it? Like, wouldn't it feels like it would add more meaning to these belts, right? Like, or maybe it's worth it to have belts that, like, to kind of diminish the value of all the belts in order to have more belts, I guess, is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, in my opinion, you should build on storylines and real reasons why they hate each other to build the feuds. Not always
a belt.
The reason I hate you is because of the belt.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, in the women's division, when they book matches, they're kind of forced their hand to do that because there's so little for them to go after, right? So a lot of the times they have to do those avenues of booking matches because of hatred or because of a situation that happened, and less for going for title opportunities, because there's not a lot of title opportunities for them.
Right. All right, here we go.
You got to get
Asuka,
better
Sasha
writers.
Banks.
Then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got to get better writers then to build better storylines.
Yeah.
Why they're feuding, and then the belts don't have to always be on the line to have these big important matches.
Mm-hmm.
You got to bring Freddie Prinze Jr. back.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Sasha Banks versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship here. We're watching Extreme Rules, horror show at Extreme Rules 2020, about an hour 23 minutes in. So Pete, who's gonna win this one?
I said before, I think Asuka keeps it because I just don't think they're gonna put all the belts with Bayley and Sasha. That would be too much for them, And I want Asuka as well to keep it. I love Asuka, and she's fabulous in every single way. She's great in the ring. She's entertaining. She's enthusiastic. Yeah, I can't see her losing this. I'd be shocked.
She's great. I'm a Sasha stan, so.
I can tell.
So I just want her to. I didn't care if Bayley lost, I would have been fine with it. I just want Sasha to have all the gold. That's all.
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah. That
was nice. Right into a bank statement. I like that spot right there. That was really good.
Yeah, this was another really good match. I was not surprised how good it is because, I mean, the talent that's in the ring. But, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
No, it's great. Like, Sasha and Asuka are probably 2 of the best. Like, I don't know many women who would be, like, I would say would be better at them in the ring. I don't know. This is just my opinion, I guess. But
yeah, I still love Charlotte Flair and my girl, the redhead, with her Becky Lynch. Yeah, I think they're the best too. And then I really like Asuka. I just haven't seen Asuka as long as them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Flair is great in the ring, and Becky Lynch is the full package, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's funny because what's surprising to me is Asuka's almost 40 years old, and she does not move like she is almost 40. I think she's 38, but she doesn't look like it. She doesn't move like it. And she's been wrestling for a really long time too. Like in Japan, I think she was wrestling a lot before she came over here. And she had an undefeated streak, I believe, over there as well, which they continued on over here when she came over to NXT. Had the undefeated streak, and then when she came up, and then who dethroned her was Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania a couple years back. But yeah,
This piece of trivia I just learned is that she was originally a graphic designer and then decided to become a pro wrestler. That's amazing.
There you go, Pepperoni. You got to go for your own championship.
She has a YouTube channel too, and she is a huge gamer. She always has her Switch out with her, and she's always playing video games.
That was a nice high knee.
But yeah, if you want to go of the dynamic or age dynamic between Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi is, I think she's 32 or 33, and Asuka, is 38. And honestly, I wouldn't like looking at the way they both of them move. I would think that both of them were the same age. But I don't think either of them look as old as they are.
Asuka's 2 months younger than me.
Wow, and me and Pepperoni cannot move even as close to as somebody as Hornswoggle.
I've never been able to move like that, so.
Yeah. And so to me, when you're saying all this, she's like basically another version of like AJ Styles in terms of all the accomplishments they've done in their careers.
Yeah, she had a huge career in Japan before this.
Yeah, and AJ Styles went there as well.
Yeah.
And then kind of like leading their brand as well as being great at their age.
Yeah. Well, and another person too who surprises me, how he moves around and how he is in such good shape for being as old as he is Finn Balor. He does great things wherever he goes. But yeah, he's another person who's almost in his 40s. Who I'm like, he does not look like he is almost in his 40s.
Oh wow, yeah, I would have never guessed that.
He also has a really long career in New Japan before coming over to WWE.
So
although back in the day, there was a lot of older wrestlers. Like, so I started watching all the old. I'm like, I'm gonna watch all the old pay-per-views and try to start from the beginning. So I was watching Starrcade '83, and I watched Starrcade '84, and like back in the day, they were all like 45-year-old men. You know, like that was it was just like you go watch a wrestling show and it's a bunch of 40-year-old men wrestling. Right? Like that's just the regular thing.
But also, too, the thing is there was a little bit of this, like, weird transitional era because a lot of them were doing a lot of really hardcore drugs that made them be able to even move because they've put their bodies through the ringer.
Oh, yeah.
And now that the drugs and stuff like that are kind of taken away, a lot of people, their bodies deteriorate a lot quicker. I mean, their bodies, even when they were doing a lot of hardcore drugs, were deteriorating, but they didn't have the drugs to depend on to help them move around a little bit more. So a lot of times wrestlers are retiring in their early to mid 40s because of the amount of damage they've done to their bodies because it's such a physical sport, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they put their bodies on the line to entertain us every week.
Yeah. Yep. Honestly, one person doing? I can see retiring decently early is Sasha because of the amount of it's going to be something to do with her knees. She uses her knees so much, and she is so like reckless with them.
Yeah.
So I could see her doing something to her knees and having to retire earlier than probably.
Oh yeah. Well, Sasha's also so flamboyant. She's great on the mic. She can easily just go to Hollywood after a couple more years and build the whole career there or in different avenues.
Yeah.
You know, she's related to Snoop Dogg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's cousin.
Yeah, that's why he's. If you listen to, I mean, usually we don't get a chance to listen to her full intro song, but if you listen to her entrance music, Snoop Dogg rocks on it. Yeah.
Yeah, Snoop, I think, presented her for her introduction at a couple of WrestleManias ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a strong match.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good elements in this match.
Asuka's great at selling.
Mm-hmm. Well, both of them are. I love like the ragdoll faces that like Sasha does. Like she like sometimes when she gets hit, she just goes limp. I'm just like, yes, sell that.
Right.
What's going on with Sasha and trying to like, injure her hands or her wrists?
Looks like she's trying to like dislocate her shoulders, kind of like pop her shoulders out there.
I've never really seen this out of Sasha ever before. Like earlier in the match, she looked like she was trying to break her fingers. She also always has her wrists. Now in the last few moves, so it's interesting. I just haven't seen Sasha do anything like this before.
Yeah, that's something I really like about Sasha. Is I find that she's always looking for new ways to invent herself and add new different things to her toolbox. So she's always, it almost seems like she's always trying to learn new things. So even when she had her time off last year, the amount of times that she was taking pictures at different gyms and like training and stuff like that, she's always learning and trying to learn new things to bring to the ring. But yeah, she is actively always trying to bring that stuff into her fights.
What? One of the fans just randomly yelling, "You suck"? That's what it sounded like.
Oh, we did get a chat here. I missed this chat. Somebody said, hello, nice. I have to give credit where credit is due. This is Goro187 said, I have to give credit where credit is due. However, I am a bit in a state of disbelief that you will not utter the truly legendary individual, the Shockmaster, who in any federation could possibly challenge him by today's standards. When Sid Vicious told Sting to show who his surprise teammate was going to be at the pay-per-view, we even got cardboard Ric Flair, a once-in-a-lifetime event, no less. But when the Shockmaster came out, Sting said his teammate would shock the world. Yeah, I remember the Shockmaster. That was a long time ago. But
wasn't that like really ridiculous though?
Oh yeah, it was completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think he's probably saying the most ridiculous gimmicks we've ever seen in matches. I think that probably is one of them.
Yeah, that was.
Thanks, Goro.
And thanks for listening.
I should be on top of the chat more.
Ooh, nice barricade shot.
Yeah, they tonight they really definitely take advantage of the barricade and the plexiglass there. They're like really throwing everybody into it.
See, they haven't done it yet, but the whole barricade thing, they can use it to another effect considering it's the horror show, right?
Mm-hmm.
There should be like scary individuals in the glass or something scaring them from that. That would have been really cool. Oh, bank statement.
Bank statement's locked in. Middle of the ring, locked in, middle of the ring. Asuka's reaching to the ropes. So, how do you think Asuka will win?
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing the Asuka lock, but there's got to be a way she takes out Bayley, right? So I guess Kairi Sane's got to at least help her out from making sure Bayley isn't there to save Sasha, right?
Yeah.
So something on those lines. There's got to be an attempt at a distraction by Bayley and Sasha, and then it maybe backfires. That could cause more of a rift between them, I guess. That might be a bit of a rift.
Yeah. Something
happens that maybe Bayley does, and it helps Asuka win the match. That could be another way. Yeah.
They've kind of come to... It feels like they've come to the point where a lot of people now want Bayley and Sasha to have a feud with each other.
I don't at all. I do want them kind of to go on their own ways and try that for a bit. Like, I wouldn't mind Sasha being on Raw and Bayley being on SmackDown and seeing how that goes for a while. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, that was close. But like, I don't need I don't need the whole storyline where they hate each other and they have to break up, and I don't need that.
Feels like we've done that before, right?
Yeah, so why don't they can slowly go away, or like that would help. One way for help that is for her to be the champ, and then she just goes to the other show for a while. But again, they're still tag champs, so
yeah,
they gotta lose that first.
I would also like to see it though, like in like maybe terms of like jealousy, like one of them has a title and the other one doesn't, and so like that's why they go after it. It's not like really hate for each other; they're just jealous and like envious of them, right? So it's less of like, oh, like, you know, we're how come I don't have that opportunity, or how come I don't have this, or I don't know how they I don't know. I know that both of them both really want to have another feud again. They've said that they want to have another feud. So yeah.
Who's the face and who's the heel?
Asuka's face now, and Sasha's here.
No, I guess I mean Bailey and Sasha.
Yeah. I guess it depends on who I think has the belts at the time, because the way that
champ
could be
would be the face, or the champ would be the baby face.
The champ might be the more heel.
I feel like the champ would be heel, because the whoever's challenging would be like aren't we in this together? Like, I wanted an opportunity like that, and then whoever the champ is could be like, well, like, I have the gold and you don't, so like, and then maybe that kind of starts putting a bit of a rift between them, and then the other one challenges, okay, if you don't think I'm good enough, how about I challenge you for your title? We have a situation.
But again, that just makes them hate each other again. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'd like that though. I
think it's the inevitable though. I definitely think it's leading to that at some point, whenever that happens, whether that's next month, next year, or whatever. I definitely think that's going to happen again, especially because of how monumental Bailey and Sasha's fight was in NXT. So I think that they're really working to make something like that again.
Yeah, I think you slow play it until WrestleMania. Like, at this point, we are 9 months away from WrestleMania. 8 months away. We're 8 months away from WrestleMania at this point. I think you can slow play it and do Sasha Bailey WrestleMania. And you probably don't even need a belt on it at that point, though.
Yeah. See, the thing is there was word they were trying to book it for this year's WrestleMania, but Sasha and Bailey don't want it on WrestleMania because they don't feel they're going to get enough time for it.
Right.
Because they always book so many matches in there. I mean, it's a big show with a lot going on, so there's so many storylines going on, right? So if they have something that, for example, like a SummerSlam or like a Royal Rumble, that's like a big pay-per-view, but like not their like bread and butter of what they do.
Oh wow, what happened? Did Sasha just hurt herself?
Well, because she hurt her knee beforehand. Then she landed on it here, right? So when she went to go jump, she hurt her knee.
Okay.
Which
was that like actual, or was that more of like a little bit of storyline?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of storyline.
Yeah.
It's actually there. I'm just like, okay.
Get out of my face, ref. That's great.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if she wins now. Unless they really cheat big time. That's the only way.
Cheat to win?
That's how...
Eddie Guerrero style?
Yep. No. Come on, Asuka.
Yeah, I think Sasha's gonna win, but I don't think she should win fairly. I think she should cheat in some way.
Oh, here it is.
So
there
Bailey
it is. Curry thing.
Pulls her down. Okay. So Bailey tried to interfere with her Macho Man sunglasses. Oh, is this it? No.
Oh.
This is great. This is really good.
Yeah.
That was a really good sequence.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth for sure. It was like, oh.
She gonna throw a belt in there?
She just threw the belt in the ring.
Yeah.
Bailey throws
Distraction?
in one of the belts to distract the referee.
Oh,
But what's
and
Bailey
this is
doing?
why.
Oh, is
She's
she
gonna
going
give
to
her
get
the belt.
disqualified? I'm not doing anything, ref.
I know. I was like, I love
Belt.
it.
That's great. Oh, that was the
Oh, no.
That was the worst way to
Did
cheat.
Kairi Sane just give Asuka something? Why is Asuka
Huh?
down there?
Oh, you'll see.
She must have gave her
So-
something. Oh, the
But-
green mist or something. She gonna green mist her now?
But Sasha has the belt in her hand.
The sequence.
gonna happen now?
Sasha
Green
has
Mist
a
versus
tag
the
team
belt.
belt in her hand.
What's gonna win?
Is-
Green mist or belt?
Well, you'll
But the
see.
ref is watching. Knock it off. I love that you can hear them.
Yeah.
Back in the like before this. Oh, she
Oh,
spits
in
in the
the
referee's
there it is.
eyes. Asuka spit the green mist at the referee. Sasha's
like
gonna take
that.
the belt. Hit her with the belt. That's great. Oh, Sasha didn't
Yeah,
try
but-
to use the belt though.
Yep.
Sasha
Here's
was
the
gonna
belt.
use the belt. So Bailey had to do the dirty work for her.
This is where it gets.
Oh, I'm
No.
watching. Oh,
No.
what the hell? Why is she pulling
She's
off his
ripping
whole
his shirt off.
shirt for? What? She's gonna be the ref?
What? Oh, Bailey. So Bailey just ripped
This
the
is
referee's shirt
ridiculous.
off
She's
and
not the
putting
ref.
referee's shirt on. 1, 2, 3. Slow count, but yeah, 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell.
She's not the ref.
Bailey counts 1, 2, 3. Yells, "Ring the bell."
See, the way that they leave this off though is like questionable, and they, from what I saw on Raw, they do kind of answer it.
Yeah, okay.
But obviously that'll be talked about later on. But
Yeah, that's not a real win. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
Stop.
'Cause,
I do like the
actually-
originality of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, up until Bailey taking the jersey off the ref and becoming the ref, that was good. Like having Asuka spray the ref in the face, I was like, I love
That
that.
was really strong.
But yeah, the whole thing with Bailey was like, no, man.
So I like this though. I like this though because so I don't like the ending because I
Yeah.
wanted Sasha needs her win. You know, Sasha needs to like actually pin 1, 2, 3 and have the celebration. She didn't have that, and I think that's good that you still get the gold on Sasha. She's still walking around with the gold. They're walking around with all the women's gold. The two, and now you can know that Sasha still hasn't proven that like she can do it on her own. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I think this is an okay way to book it.
Yeah, I totally actually really like that Bailey is the ref in this. Like I've never seen this in the middle of the ending of the match where they take the shirt off the referee and put it on them and do the count. So I like the originality of it. I think it's really cool. I like it's different. I do like you get to see Sasha technically as champion, but she maybe not really is.
Exactly.
And then you have to have a rematch, right?
Yeah. Well, it
So,
also
we'll see.
too to boost booking or the ratings for Raw because the ratings for Raw have not been as great as they thought they were going to be. So they
Right.
kind of left it to be answered on Raw.
Gotta tune in.
Yeah, and I think there's 2 more matches after this.
Cool.
So we got Dolphin Drew next,
Yeah.
and then we got the Swamp match after that.
All right. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Yep. It's break time. Right now is
Cool.
when we each take a small break.
Do you want me to
Everyone-
pause it? Do you want me to pause it?
No. We're good.
Oh,
Let's keep
okay.
on
We're gonna
talking.
keep watching. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We don't want the fans to watch, and they can, whoever's watching and listening to us, you guys can leave at any time, obviously. You can pause it if you want to as well. But we're all going to take a small break now. So Pepperoni goes first. So what do you think is going to happen? Like, I know you watched Raw, but
Oh, or a little bit of it.
yeah. Where does this go from here overall? Or at least for Asuka, what would you say for the next couple of weeks or up to the next pay-per-view?
I think that questions need to be answered first, definitely, for the outcome of the match. And then I think if she stays champion, then I think they're going to start slowly building towards something with her and Shayna Baszler. Because, but I don't think they're going to jump to it right away. I think it's going to be a slow burn. Because I don't think that Shayna's going to want to just jump on it right away. She's the kind of person who waits out her prey and kind of really, really cooks that out.
I'm thinking with Shayna Baszler, she's got to go a couple of weeks where she's beating jobbers kind of thing. Build up a little bit, or at least a couple of weeks, or she's just randomly attacking other females on the roster.
Honestly, to me, Shayna doesn't even need to attack anyone. As long as you see Shayna there, and like even if she just cuts a promo, or you just kind of even just see her standing there, lurking, because you know her strength, you know the power of her. She doesn't need to prove anymore her power and how strong she is and how powerful she is. We all know how strong and powerful she is. I think just having her be there, almost like lurking and waiting. And that was one of the things that I thought would be cool, like if she would have won Money in the Bank, is having her briefcase just kind of standing there and like lurking and watching. Because I don't think she has anything else to prove of her strength and her how terrifying she is. I think she really, when she attacks, that's when she'll attack. But she's going to wait out her opportunity until it's the right time, until she feels is the best time, and she's going to just kind of be this like lurking force to kind of add chill to it. But so that's if Asuka keeps the title, and if not, then I think that Asuka's going to be just devastated. But I think she's still going to put on really good matches either way, and whatnot. So, and there's still rumors of Kairi Sane, whether she's staying or going, and heard some murmurs today that we could probably talk about on the next show. But I think having Kairi in her corner has been helpful. But I think if Kairi isn't in her corner anymore, I think that she's still going to do great things.
Oh, for sure. Asuka's amazing, and I liked her way before Kairi Sane was there, and she's been fabulous, and she can totally do everything by herself for sure.
Yeah.
Now coming up next is William Nylander of the Toronto Maple Leafs. No, sorry, Drew McIntyre. And his
Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Versus Dolph Ziggler. Seriously, for Leaf fans and hockey fans out there, I don't know why, but I always see William Nylander in Drew McIntyre. I feel that if the Leafs go really, really far in the playoffs, he'll slowly, and as he ages and gets a bit older, he'll start to look like championship Drew. Whereas right now, William Nylander is the prodigy son, the future champion, as the next one, as Vince would say. That's who he is maybe right now. But then when the Leafs win the championship and he has this big, huge beard, he's going to look more like championship Drew.
When? Don't you mean if?
Yes.
I'm a Leafs fan, but I know that the Leafs, they don't usually have good chances when it comes to winning the Stanley Cup.
When is the right word? When is the right word? Is it now? Now, during the pandemic we're going through, might be the worst time for the Leafs to break the 53-year streak, and then for us
I
to
almost don't even want them to win this year.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, and then you
because they
celebrate
couldn't even
on
have
Zoom.
a parade. Yeah.
But I'd say, hey, let them win. Let's have our Zoom party, and then let's plan the party down Yonge Street for miles and miles, or kilometers for sure. Long party 6 months down the road. We'll do it. We'll have a real parade. We'll just do it 6 months down the road.
Yonge Street is long enough. It's the longest street in the world. That what you could do is you could have everybody there social distancely, and you could have everybody lined up from like Toronto to Newmarket. Do the whole parade route that way.
For sure. So let's get to the match. McIntyre versus Ziggler. It's going to be interesting. Pepperoni, what's your call? Who's going to win this match?
So, I want Dolph to win. I think Dolph should win.
Really?
Yeah, I think he should win. I think Dolph is really good. I think he's a great worker. I think he is super underrated. I think he could be doing a lot more for the company than he's doing. I do not think he's going to win.
Yeah.
But like I would love to see Drew McIntyre and Dolph go longer. It feels like again, it feels like another thing that like I just found out. Oh, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. It feels like that's something you should be building over months, not like a month. Like it feels like it's just been a month.
It's been less.
That was.
Me,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say for me, my biggest thing that took away from my excitement of this match was that it was kind of just like there was like a little bit of like history and stuff like that. Like they have been tag team champs before. They're friends out of wrestling and stuff like that too. So you have a little bit of that background. But then once again, it seems like Dolph saying, "Oh, it should have been me. Oh, you don't respect it." Like it feels like a rehash of that again. So like the way it was booked, I was not excited. After I saw the match, definitely was better than I thought it was going to be. And once you hear the stipulation, because he hasn't said the stipulation yet, he's about to say it.
Yeah.
Is that the thing? Somebody gets to pick the stipulation? So who gets to pick the stipulation?
Drew let Dolph pick the stipulation for the match.
Right.
And he hasn't told him yet. So it was rumored that it was going to be a TLC match, but it is not that. We'll find out in a minute what it's going to be.
He's just gonna grab the mic now?
Yeah, he's gonna grab the mic and he's gonna say what it's what the stipulation is gonna be. Yeah.
All right. For me, I would like Ziggler to win the championship and then them to keep a feud going back and forth, and then maybe at SummerSlam, Drew wins it back. Like,
yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see these guys go for months, right? Like,
is this guy a new announcer?
I don't think so. No.
I haven't seen him much. Maybe only recently, maybe a little bit.
They didn't have announcers for a while, right?
Yeah, they had them out for a while because of COVID and having one less person there. But yeah, they're about to announce the stipulation because Drew doesn't know. Nobody else knows except for Dolph right now.
Really? Not even the story writers?
Well, the story writers, of course, know.
They don't know either? Oh, my goodness.
Dolph is the story writer.
Oh, he's grabbing the mic. He's smarter, right? Is Dolph smarter? Wow, shocker. At Extreme Rules, they're having an Extreme Rules match?
Oh, for Dolph Ziggler
only.
Extreme Rules for Dolph Ziggler only. Oh, if there's a count out, Dolph wins. If there's a disqualification, Ziggler wins. Okay.
So the end of the match is Dolph missing Drew with the chair. He hits the ropes and ricochet off the ropes, hits himself in the head, and 1, 2, 3, Drew. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, with this stipulation, is Dolph can use anything against Drew, and the only way that Drew can win is by pinning or submitting.
Regular 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Or pin. Yeah. All right. That's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool. We've seen variations on this kind of thing where one guy can do something, one guy can't. Handicap match or a hand tied behind the back match. But using Extreme Rules for one and not for the other is pretty much original.
Well, and I thought it was weird, too, that on an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, originally there was no Extreme Rules match. And I was like, oh, okay, because usually they'll have at least one. The last time that happened, I think, was 2015, where they didn't have an Extreme Rules match. But technically now they do. But yeah, it was like, oh, it feels a little weird to have a pay-per-view based around a stipulation, technically speaking, and not have that stipulation show up anywhere on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Is Extreme Rules just no DQ? Is that what Extreme Rules is?
Extreme Rules is basically you can use whatever the heck you want. You can beat the crap out of each other, and it's anything goes, essentially.
It's not false count anywhere, though, right? It's just like in the ring, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well,
so it's no DQ. It's a no disqualification for Dolph, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, but he can also get Drew counted out. So he could knock Drew out with a chair shot and just go back in the ring, and they count to 10, and Dolph wins.
Yep.
So at this point, Ziggler can't lose. Like, if he loses, you're just burying him, and then the storyline's over.
I guess, yeah, you could say that.
Like, if
Dolph, yes and no, because depending on like when I heard that and before watching the match, my thought was, okay, I mean, definitely Dolph has the upper hand, but there are ways for Drew, and they booked Drew to be a really strong champion too, right? Like, I mean, look how his match against Brock Lesnar was at WrestleMania, right? Like, they're booking him to be a really strong champion and be able to take a lot of crap. So yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, I kind of Dolph definitely has the upper hand, but there are ways that Drew can still win, but also Dolph looks good still too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Ziggler in a big match like this, though. It's been some time. So you don't want to see him waste it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think that there's one thing that I think that I'll talk about it after the match because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that for now. But yeah, I'll talk about it after the match because it'll make more sense then. But yeah, this match is actually a pretty good one, better than I was expecting it to be. Also, definitely longer than I thought it was going to be.
So I know Dolph can't use Extreme Rules. He can't hit him with a table or a chair. But basically, you can use Dolph into a table, into a chair, into things. So it still can be fairly extreme, even though you're not physically using the object against him.
If you accidentally threw him into a chair, or accidentally threw him into a table.
He's not accidentally. He can put him through the chair right now, and it's not Extreme Rules, right?
No, he didn't do it. See? He didn't take him to the table.
Yeah, but he already threw him.
If he purposely throws him into a table, then that's a DQ on him.
Yeah, like
if you saw him there. If it's like an accident where he like shoves them and there's like a chair there or whatever, and it's like
just keep on pretending like it's by accident. Oh, I by accident. Oh,
yeah. If you can pretend it's by accident.
Oh,
you can.
That's what I would be doing all the time. Yeah. Every time I threw him into the chair, I'd be like, by accident, right?
Oops. Who put that chair there?
A little Dr. Evil smirk after with the finger.
That would be a good match, actually. That would be a strong match. Like, and we show you like in the middle, like setting up things so that you can like throw the opponent into it by accident later and just play it up the whole time. Yeah, that would be a good match.
Yeah.
So Dolph Ziggler to me is like if Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect had a love child.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people feel that. He definitely has a lot of Shawn Michael esque things. I mean, he does a super kick, right? So
Dolph is spectacular. I don't know, throughout his whole career, he's been fabulous.
He does need to change his entrance music though. It sounds like a 2009 Create a Wrestler entrance music. It's like. I'm like, oh man, like I feel like I'm playing one of the 2K games and I'm just making my career a wrestler, and that's one of the variations of tracks that I could use.
Did you like his gimmick when he was like no gimmick? Like everybody has a stupid gimmick and everything like that.
Yeah, like I mean, honestly, Dolph, anything he does is usually pretty good. It's the way that he is like written or booked. Like he does the best that he can, even in a bad booking situation.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like you're only as good as like with this match. It feels like I would have wanted like 2 or 3 month build up. Like, and that's one thing I've noticed watching AEW, which has like pay-per-views every like 3 months. It's like it's so much more meaningful, and it feels like the matches have so much more time to build. Whereas like I feel like nowadays WWE, they're just like, especially with coronavirus and things, I think they've been like a lot of their storylines have been botched for them, you know, just ruined for them. So like it feels like they're almost like just rushing through storylines that could have taken more time and more development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, right there, he threw him into the desk. Like, it was intentional.
Well, the announce table, though, is it's usually fair game no matter what. Because even in a regular match, you can slam someone through the announce table, though. I don't know why the announce table is different than one of the tables that you set up, but...
See, but now if he puts him on top of the desk and throws him into it, that's Extreme Rules, and that's going to be a disqualification, right?
No, because even in like a regular match, you can slam somebody through the announce desk, and it's fine.
I don't get it. There's too many yay or nays. I don't know.
Whoa. So did you guys hear that The Rock supported Dolph Ziggler winning this match?
Yeah, and then Drew online was like,
exactly. Yeah, the Rock said, yeah, there was a picture of Dolph Ziggler with the WWE Championship, and The Rock says, "I'd co-sign this decision 100%. Talented dude, and always has a spark in his presentations." And then you're right, Drew McIntyre responded, The Rock, it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, The Rock already said, I think like a couple years ago now, that he totally thinks that Drew McIntyre is championship worthy. And so this is before his championship and everything.
Honestly, I don't even know if The Rock knows who's champion right now. Like he saw Dolph Ziggler with the belts. Yeah, does he watch every week?
I mean, maybe not every week, but he definitely, I think he's probably he watches wrestling more than he did a couple of years ago, especially because his daughter now is with the company and will be soon coming and working her way up, right? So he's probably starting to watch more to start to recognize those people. Plus, it's his home, right? So he always wants to know what's going on and whatnot. And I mean, they always usually will do a callback to him at least once a year or every couple of years. They'll usually integrate him in somehow. So like he watches and he knows what's going on, but plus he has probably the most free time he's ever had because movies aren't shooting right now. So he's just sitting at home.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
for sure.
Like he's a big fan of wrestling. He probably just didn't have time to before when he was working crazy hours like he was.
Yeah, that dude is insane, the amount of accomplishments he has. Amazing.
Well, and the amount of times that he had to book movies so far in advance to work on because he has to work it around his schedule for other movies. He has to work it around his like workout schedule and like his eating schedule plus like his family time. So like that man is like he runs on a very well like oiled budget and timeline. I think I heard online he eats like every 90 minutes or something like that, and he works out for like
crazy.
I think like I heard like 6 hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these guys do at least 2 workouts a day, like at least 2 hour workouts a day.
Which is insane. I could never.
I recommend, especially when you're sitting down for long periods, you drink something thirsty. But as you can see, everybody's been watching. I've been snacking the whole time. But I'm eating usually nuts or berries or cucumbers. Yes, I'm not eating pepperoni right now.
No,
he
you're
is
not eating
like he is a pickle, but I am having cucumbers. They're very tasty. Put a little pepper on them, and they're great. Great snack. Eat your greens, folks.
Okay.
I don't know if cucumbers count as greens.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, I mean, they're green, but they don't count as greens.
I would. I mean, you can put them in salads. You can have them by themselves.
They're healthy for you, and they're very low calorie.
Aren't they like mostly water though? That's why they're healthy.
Yeah, but
It's
they're
better than eating potato chips.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like greens are like spinach, kale, bok choy. That's what I think of when I think of greens. You know, to me, a cucumber is like no, it's like celery.
Like you're having. It's like celery, and celery's not green.
Celery aren't green. Celeries are like just negative calories. There's like zero nutritional value.
There's no nutritional value in celeries, really?
No,
Celery,
it's just
apparently it takes more calories to eat celery than there is calories in celery.
yeah. Celery is
because, like,
delicious as like a vessel to eat peanut butter and cheese dip,
Yeah, but that's not as healthy then.
or like a flavor.
I like to eat the celery and cucumbers alone by themselves. They don't
Yeah, they're
need
great.
any dip or anything. They're great.
No, they're delicious.
Yeah.
They're crunchy and they're delicious and they're refreshing. They're great snacks.
Yeah.
So the pay-per-view after this, we only got one more match.
We're
Sorry.
talking
Oh,
about celery.
We're doing
This is
pay-per-view
what the
right now?
people want to hear. The people want to hear about celery and cucumber, Moran.
Yeah. And you know what? Eat some great, delicious treats as well, but just like sparingly. Oh, is Dolph going to pull this
Sorry,
off?
no,
This is going to be.
I'm serious. I am interested in what you were going to say. It was just funnier
I
the other
was
way.
gonna say, what so far? How are you feeling about this pay-per-view? Like, do you think it's been good in your eyes? You think it's been like not so great? Like, if you were to give it a rating so far, out of, I guess you could 1 to 10, what would you rate this pay-per-view so far?
You know what? We should do
I have my number.
We should do a different setting, like out of 4. How about out of 4?
Out of 4?
That's
Wow,
so
that
rare.
makes it even worse.
Yeah, because 4 is you have to either give it a decent mark or you don't.
Yeah, and if you
Right.
give it a 2, it's like, is that too much?
Well, that's
Because a 2's like
low.
40%.
Yeah, 2's a little bit low, right? So
Is it
let's
low?
do a.
But 3 might be a bit too high.
Well,
Like
that's
3
what it
out of
is. You're
4.
either-
That's just 1 away from 4.
Okay, what about grade it like A to like F, like I used to have with report cards back in elementary school? Because then
that's intense
you
too.
could also have like A+, A-, or like whatever.
That's-
You can
That's too many grades. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 4.
Wow, 3 out of
Much
4.
better than a 2. So that's why I'm giving it a 3. I've actually liked almost all the matches. I haven't. Oh, whoa, zigzag! No, it looked like he got off that. He didn't get that well.
Yeah.
He's taking
Dolph
still
Ziggler
standing, though.
on the
Oh, in
chair.
the chair.
Rock bottom on the chair.
1.
He just
2
did
now.
that one right for the Rock right there. That's who
Yeah.
he did it for.
for
Rock
supporting
bottom.
him,
Yeah.
but and his elbow's bleeding there too.
Jeez.
Guys.
'Cause, when he got thrown off the announce table or over the announce table, you could see his elbow was bleeding. But
Wow.
I would probably give the pay-per-view also a 3, because there's a lot of good matches, but
Why
the
won't
endings,
you
yeah,
try?
I love that. But
Why won't you try? Too good.
What was
the
that
ending-
just happened?
he said, "Why won't you die?" He screamed.
Why won't you die?
Why
That's
won't
amazing.
you die? Honestly, that's probably the best thing that had been said all night is why
That's
won't you
amazing.
die?
That was great. Thank you, Dolph. Thank you, Dolph.
Also Seth, one of the things that Seth said, "Oh, come here," and like this something about like Ray coming here to call Ray over. It was pretty funny something he said.
He's saying it's my time now.
Yeah.
He whipped those chairs at that. at the plexiglass. Did you
He
see
did
that?
too. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
throwing the chair at the plexiglass. So Miranda,
Yeah.
you said 3 out of
Totally
4.
gonna miss. He's
Yeah,
totally gonna
'cause
miss.
I there you
Oh,
go. Yeah.
that was good.
There we go. Okay, McIntyre hit the
Um,
Claymore.
Dolph, what was I
Talk
was going to say
less,
earlier
play more.
was
That's
that Dolph should have said no claymores because the claymore is the big thing that Drew has done that is so protected. So if you would have been like adding to his list of stipulations, he could have added in and no claymore kicks. It also would have added to the match too. I think in making Drew kind of have to think a little bit more outside the box. But he kind of just had to wait his time, take the beating until he got the chance to get a claymore kick in. And he tried earlier, and then Dolph got him in the knee. So, yeah, I think this pay-per-view overall, up until this point, I would give it a 3. I've really liked a lot of the matches. It's just some of the way the ends of a lot of the matches have been weird. And it's just been like this was good, honestly. Actually, the first match and this match are the ones that made the most sense, wise. The whole Nikki thing, with the getting the boss knuckles, I was like, okay, meh. I feel like something else could have been done. Like, you didn't have to incorporate those knuckles, and you could have had Bayley cheat another way, or maybe have go to pin Nikki and her shoulders up and the ref not see it. You could have booked it maybe that way. And then I didn't particularly love the whole ref thing with Bayley. But
I don't know. I'm just gonna before I take my short break, I'm gonna say this match to me was the match of the night, at least so far. We haven't seen the last match. This match was fantastic. They were both fabulous. I loved the Extreme Rules. Only for Dolph, the stipulation was fantastic. The finisher, the ending, Dolph going nuts. Why won't you die? Whipping of the chairs and then turning around and Claymore because Dolph is talking way too much. And what Drew always says is talk less, Claymore. And that was perfect timing. I loved it.
It will
live.
What I will say about going into the swap match is it's a lot more based on it's less physical than I thought it would be, and it's a lot more mentally involved than
okay.
It is quite a long match though. It's longer than I thought it would be. But it's definitely more mentally involved than I feel physically. There's still a lot of physical elements to it though.
Yeah, well, we got about 20 minutes left in the show, so maybe
so
it feels longer than it is.
The match is about that.
Okay, so it must be jumping into it pretty soon then. So apparently they shot it over 6 hours?
Yeah, they shot it I think the Thursday before the pay-per-view. And also too, talking about that as well, I just remembered that originally I heard that the Asuka and Sasha match was originally supposed to be booked that Asuka was going to win clean, but then Vince changed it last minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because it delayed filming today because the Raw filmed at 3 p.m. It was supposed to film at 1 p.m. today, but it filmed at 3 p.m. because apparently it was a shit show backstage, and they were just trying to jumble to figure everything out. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman does not want to follow the path that Bray Wyatt has ahead of him. Yeah, so can you guys fill me in on this story here? What is the story setup of the match? Because I think they've been trying to do it, but I know that they were together at one point, but
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say back in the day, when Braun Strowman debuted, he was in the Wyatt family, and he was the black sheep, and he had the mask on. So, and Bray Wyatt was this cult leader. So then, kind of after that disbanded, Braun went on his own, and then this is kind of a recall to those times, and basically Bray is I created a monster, and I have to kill that monster that I created, and then Braun is saying that he has to defeat Bray Wyatt because the Fiend is everything that he fears. So
Right,
they kind of have this out, and this kind of, there's a lot of flashes here that pay homage to those times, like back in the day when with the Wyatt family.
Yeah,
But,
so Bray showed up like after Braun beat Brock and stuff like that, and he's a new champ. That's kind of when Bray showed up and was like, "I created Stir."
yeah. So he first showed up because Bray showed up after Braun won the title from Goldberg at WrestleMania, because Goldberg won it originally off the Fiend at Super Showdown. And it was a weird match, but Bray Wyatt, as like the children's show host, was the one who fought Braun last time, and then now this version of Bray Wyatt is who he's fighting. So this is a little bit more willing to fight, and still kind of haunting him. He thought that first time round that was going to be it, and then now he has another version haunting him. So.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Braun tried to break the sign, but just broke the chair.
So we're getting that whole cinematography-esque wrestling match, just like Taker and AJ Styles at WrestleMania, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I like. I like. I don't know. I don't know if they're good, but I think it's just interesting to see wrestling shot this way.
Well,
like a
and
movie.
we usually don't have the opportunity to see it like that, right? Because when the pandemic's not happening, you kind of are stuck to the environment of the ring and the crowd, and you kind of have to work within that. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that you can do, but you don't usually have the opportunity to do this kind of stuff, because if fans are paying to be in an arena, you're probably going to want to have the entirety of the show in the arena for those fans who paid the big money to be there.
Yeah.
What is going on here? So we got him, regular Bray, in the fun house. We got some random people. This feels like one of those B action movies right now, where it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger versus the Predator, and he's just going through some like random dudes, or Rambo or something. Ooh, wow!
This is cool here.
So Braun just got hit by a shovel.
Yeah, it's going to show who it was.
Well, wouldn't it be Bray Wyatt? Because that's who he's fighting?
No, it's him.
Braun Strowman is attacking Braun Strowman?
As a Wyatt family member.
Yeah.
This is the old Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Attacking himself. And he hits him.
That's it. It's over. The match is over. Braun beat Braun. I did not see this coming.
How do you win a swamp fight? Like, what is the stipulation?
Honestly, they never really say. They just show.
I guess they'll just...
Because even for the match with Taker versus AJ, they didn't put any stipulations. They're just like, here's the match.
Well, you don't know. The end of the match is when you get eaten by an alligator.
Oh, okay.
They're in Florida, so.
Or your eyeball gets eaten by an alligator.
Yeah.
Well, it's the alligator that's missing the eye from that movie with Adam Sandler. Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. This is
It's
filmed in Florida? I thought they were... Wait, where's the WWE Performance Center? It's in Florida?
It's in Orlando. Yeah, it's Orlando.
Yeah,
Orlando. So it's the same place where, like, Florida FCW and stuff were.
Yeah.
Which was also a really good documentary on WWE.com. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's like the making of NXT.
A lot of the superstars, were there, and they're like, this is basically, they took us in when no one else would, and this is how we got our start.
Yeah.
I love the entrance music of the Wyatt family. I love this. And then
it's
blows
so
up the
good.
candle. So good. And this is classic. This is great.
But there's no fireflies in the audience.
My interpretation of this match was the fireflies the fireflies were the ones who were the people attacking. That's the masked people.
Right.
Because what I will say is, like, it doesn't go explain those people there. who attacked. So I just kind of left them maskless. I was like, okay. So I'm just thinking it's like some of his followers. But yeah, I love this music. It's so good. And I love how The Fiend kind of incorporates that too with the lantern. And it's the same song, but like done differently. It's by the same band too. It's really cool.
Welcome home.
He says, welcome home, Braun.
He should have the new lantern of his head in the corner somewhere. That would be great.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm sure
he's
it
got
might
Eric
be hidden
Rowan's mask there.
Hurt me. Oh, they should play the song Culture Club. Do you really want to hurt me?
He's got a hat.
Do
He's
you
got a nice
really want to make me cry?
So, but like, I feel like Braun could just break this chair he's sitting in.
Yeah,
you could just stand up and break it.
Like, he could just stand up right now, and the chair would collapse, and he'd be fine.
Well, that's probably going to happen.
Look at the, like, baby legs hanging from the ceiling. The
I
baby
know there's so many
dolls.
weird, like, doll parts and stuff like that just hanging around. I'm like, this is weird.
A lot of sheep faces. A lot of Eric Rowan sheep faces.
Mm-hmm. That would be great if Brody Lee just randomly shows up too.
Not much wrestling so far.
Yeah.
Really?
Have they wrestled? They've just kind of like yelled at each other and like hit each other with shovels.
Yeah,
and
there is more wrestling that happens, but as I was saying, like it's more the mental dynamic of it than the physical. Yeah. But it makes sense with the character of like the cult leader Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, because he's very much with that manipulation, right?
Hmm. Well, it's a part of the whole storyline and where they're both coming from and how he started with the Wyatt family. This is great. I like it.
So he's trying to convince him to join him again.
Yeah. There's something really cool that definitely caught me off guard coming up in here, and I'll explain my thoughts on it afterwards because I'm sure you guys will have questions on it. Because I was like, whoa, okay. But yeah, when we get there, you'll know exactly what it is.
Go back to hell where you belong. Ooh. Ooh, do you hear this? So it seems like he's been alive, but he was basically trapped within Bray.
Who?
Yeah.
This Wyatt family, Bray, has been trapped, he says.
Trapped inside the funhouse guy?
The main Bray, yeah. I like this.
So it's kind of like the original Bray, the old Bray, the Wyatt Bray has found himself again?
Yeah. He was kind of locked within.
Destroyed the monster. Braun's never going to go back to doing his bidding.
Oh, I so want him to go back to doing his bidding. I think it would be great.
Yeah, especially if he's a champion.
Yeah. I would love it. Oh, this is going to be good. Here it is. Something's good.
Wait, we didn't predict the ending of this match either.
We did not. Because it's just unpredictable.
Do you have a prediction?
Oh.
Like in terms of who wins?
I have no...
It's a big snake.
Papa Shango?
Sister
Is that Papa Shango?
Sister Abigail.
Oh, it is?
Oh, Sister Abigail.
It's Stephanie McMahon?
Okay, so the viper or the python or whatever that is, the snake.
Randy Orton? Out of nowhere? RKO?
Out of nowhere. Some drunk guy just woke up at a campfire. Okay, now they're fighting a bunch of like
Now he's
randoms.
randomly outside again. So which
It's Luke
run is
Harper
this
and Eric
one?
Rowan.
Yep.
And
Who's
who's
this
this? The guy from Community?
Yeah, no, it's Vanilla Ice, I think.
Vanilla Ice?
Yeah.
It kind of does look
Stand
like
back, collaborate, listen.
Joel Hale.
Joel Hale. Yeah, it's
McHale.
Joel Hale.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
that's
go
right.
back to Community.
Oh my God, he got set on fire.
We
Oh,
got
he's
it all.
running around on fire. Joel McHale is on fire.
But like, see, Braun's
I
laughing
always thought
at him.
McHale was on fire.
He's laughing at him.
And why is he laughing?
Yeah, because he's becoming
this-
crazy.
This is something you'll want to pay attention
Somebody's calling Braun?
Abigail.
Sister Abigail's calling Braun?
Hmm. When Joel McHale's on fire, does he become Titus?
Is that Alexa Bliss?
What?
That was like a long time ago, no?
She's not Abigail. That'd be wicked if Alexa Bliss becomes Abigail.
It just she becomes whoever you want her to be or whatever.
Yeah, I think that Sister Abigail. What I was gonna say is that Sister Abigail's kind of up to interpretation of whoever sees her.
Yeah.
But
She can be whoever you want
I
her
will
to be.
like because they have been kind of talking about it on SmackDown where Alexa's been very supportive. She's like my best friend, one of my best friends, Braun Strowman. So they have been kind of like talking about that, and they have had a little bit of like them hanging out and stuff like that. But I like how it pays homage to the mixed tag team title or the mixed tag teams that they did.
That's right,
They
that
did a
mixed
couple-
tag team. That's when they were
Yeah.
together, yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna take his eye out. We're gonna have another person's eye out.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Oh my
just
God, he just
Ray's going away in a little tugboat, a little boat,
That's it. He's gone.
going on a fishing trip.
We're never gonna see Wyatt family Bray, I guess, ever again. But here's another one. Randomly shows up, right? Yeah.
Ray hears something from the docks.
It's coming
The
back.
boat is returning.
And it's the Undertaker.
No.
No?
I love
Oh,
how
Papa
he melts.
Shango.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like he literally was just like.
Oh, I know that number. That's my boat. Do they have my boat?
52,
Using my
56.
boat. Yeah.
Braun's
Oh,
going,
he's going right
careful,
into
there
this.
might be
Okay, well, now
crocodiles
an
in there.
alligator's gonna bite his foot off.
I know. I was thinking about that during the taping of this. Like when they were taping this, I was like, were they sure that there was no alligators in there?
It's
like,
probably filmed in like a fake soundstage, like at Disney World
no,
or something.
it
No,
wasn't though. It was actually like in the middle of nowhere. There's set pictures, and it was like
oh
out
really?
in nowhere. Yeah.
So this is all fake water then.
No, it's real water. Like this is a real swamp, I think.
They're
But
in a
it's-
studio.
I thought they
Yeah.
were in like Disney World or something.
No.
Yeah, this totally looks like Disney World last time I was there.
I'm
Also,
sure there's like a Pirates of the
Disney
Caribbean
has
thing or something.
Gators in some of their swamps. Well, I mean, definitely in their waters because of that accident that happened, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, didn't get a kid get bit by an alligator at
in.
Disney World?
They got
Yeah,
dragged
that's
in the
right.
water. Yeah.
When-
Which is
When they were in the
sad.
house, I swear I thought I saw Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. You mean
Yeah,
Peter Pan?
they're-
Harry Potter
A
would
lot-
be Universal Studios.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's totally different brand. Sorry. My bad.
They're both in Orlando, the parks, but
Yeah.
two separate brands. But I think I heard online that this place is by Bray's house somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know where, obviously, or
Good.
anything like that. But
Ooh, nice boots.
I like those boots. Yeah.
Killer
You and me,
boots, man.
We both said that. Nice snakeskin boots.
Snakeskin boots. Okay,
the
so they're
music's
wrestling
getting
now. It took them like 10 minutes to actually start wrestling.
maybe in more than 10 minutes. Well, they're still hitting each other with objects, so I don't know if it's actual wrestling, but yeah. Oh my
Well, and
goodness.
there's still about 3 minutes left of the match.
Oh, okay. All right. His ribs hurt, even though it looked like he was attacking him in his back.
Scream, a big scream by Braun.
I thought he had to take a poo.
I didn't want this. Look what you made me do. Signs of an abuser. Oh, Braun gets kicked into the swamp. No, Bray gets kicked into the swamp.
Yeah.
He's really holding his ribs. Did he fracture one?
I think Braun comes back for one more because, like a good horror movie, the bad guy always comes back once.
Yeah. Bray. He's looking into the water. Now he should see his own reflection again, and then he's gonna get pulled in.
So he gets pinned 1, 2, 3. Is that how you win the match?
I don't know. I don't think so.
See, he said it's over.
What?
That's
Just
how you
wait.
win the match, by saying it's over? Oh, the credits are rolling now.
Just wait.
What is going on?
But
I'm
it's
waiting.
got the little... Oh, the mandible claw.
He's pulling him in. He's gonna pull him in, and that's it.
See, they tricked everyone because they're, usually when they flash up the copyright, everyone's like, okay, that's it, we're done. And then, because last time it was like, wait, what, that's it? Oh, really? And then I was like, oh, because we hear it go quiet too, right?
Right.
What? That was Bray that tried to get out, no?
Was that Bray? It looked like Bray that was trying to escape, yeah.
Yeah, because they're fighting. They're fighting, right?
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it's regular Bray Wyatt trying to get away from the family cult Bray.
Bubbles coming from the swamp. Now it's
Blood.
just blood. Just bubbles of blood.
Oh my goodness. You know what this means?
What?
This means we're going to have a tournament again for the championship.
Oh, because they're both dead? Oh no, the Fiend arrives.
Here.
Thanks for leaving me with the face of the Fiend.
I know, right? I'm like,
Right?
that's so creepy. Definitely a horror show.
Yeah.
How am I going to go to sleep now?
Jeez.
That's it. That's it.
Oh my. Let me in.
Let me in. Okay, so what was
I
that
don't
ending then?
I don't want to go anywhere with the Fiend.
You don't want to let him in?
Oh no, not even a little bit. No. Anyways, so they've passed away. I'm guessing they're in hell now. And yeah, I'm guessing there's going to be a new tournament for the championship on SmackDown then. So the number one contender, I'm guessing AJ Styles should be there. The original Bro maybe should be in the tournament. Maybe Miz. Who else should be in this tournament since the
what
belt
tournament?
Is vacant now? They got to do it. The belt is vacant. They're dead, right? We just saw them die.
No, Bray.
I don't think so.
Bray,
Because,
the Fiend showed up.
Yeah,
but,
the Fiend. I don't know.
I still
I'm
think
confused.
that, like, considering because AJ also died in the match against Taker, but appeared on Raw a few weeks later. I think that Braun is going to show up again, and it'll be fine. What I'm thinking is it's going to lead to a match of Fiend versus Braun at SummerSlam. I don't want to see the Fiend have the title again.
Why not?
But I just don't think he needs it. I love the Fiend, and I love the Fiend as a character, but I want the Fiend more to be like this character who kind of pops up to haunt people and to like send fear into people. I don't think need to put the belt on the Fiend because it kind of puts a target on their back, and then once they lose. We've kind of already seen that before.
Yeah, I don't think as well the Fiend needs a belt, but I do want to see him more often. I do want to see the Fiend way more often because we have not seen the Fiend that much in the past couple of months, especially with this storyline. But even leading up to this storyline, we didn't see the Fiend much, and I missed him. I'm glad he's back, and I guess hopefully he's more in the storyline moving forward, especially now with this storyline because before up to the last kind of like big match that they had, the last pay-per-view, we saw the original regular traditional Bray Wyatt. Then we saw the cult family Bray Wyatt, and now we're gonna see the third one, and that's the Fiend. So yeah, I guess that's probably what's gonna happen. But now going back to this, I still think they're dead, and we should have a tournament for the championship.
Yeah.
No, I mean they already had a tournament for the champion, for the Intercontinental Championship, and we already went through that a couple weeks ago. So AJ Styles is the champ with that, and just had the fight with Riddle last week, and Riddle lost, and it seems like now they're going into a feud with him and Baron Corbin. So like that's a thing. Yeah. But yeah, what are you guys' overall feels? I know that we kind of touched base before that match, but now that we've seen the entire pay-per-view, how do you feel about the entire pay-per-view?
I'm still giving it a 3 out of 4. This match overall, again, I liked it cinematically. The ending, I don't know. I wasn't too much of a fan of just about that, but overall, I liked the feel of it. I liked the back and forth. Him facing himself was really cool in terms of the old Wyatt family Braun and, the flashbacks and stuff like that. The only thing that I thought was a little odd was that part with seeing Alexa Bliss there. I don't know. I guess she's not Abigail, but I don't know. That threw me off a little bit. But overall, I don't know. I really liked it. Pepperoni?
So I think I'm going to say that this could have been a 4 out of 4. Like, all the matches were pretty solid. Like, when it came down to matches, like, just when they were wrestling, it was fantastic. But I'm giving it a 2 out of 4. Just like, I feel like they just overdid it on the creative endings, and just they made things satisfying but not satisfying, right? Like if I could think of satisfying endings, it would be Sasha winning, right? It would be the Fiend showing up and dominating over Braun, right? Like, those are the satisfying finishes I could think of. Even Cesaro and Shinsuke winning the tag team championships. Like every match seemed like it was the satisfying ending that it should be for that match. But it just felt lackluster. Every ending felt lackluster. Felt like, what? Oh, is it done? Oh, yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
The only good ending, I think, the strong ending was Dolph and Drew McIntyre. I think overall I agree with you, Pete. I think that ended up being match of the night because that was like the match that didn't have a stupid gimmick that was botched in the end, right? Like even the eye for an eye thing, like it was weird. It's like, oh, I guess his eye fell out, but didn't look like it did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, for me, that was my biggest thing was the wrestling itself of the pay-per-view was great, and when the matches themselves, for the most part, were fantastic. But it's the endings that took away from those matches for me. And I would probably give it a 2.5 overall. Because there were elements in the swamp match. I did overall like it. It was definitely more about the mental pain than the physical aspect of it. But I think there were some things in it that just felt a little jumbled in the swamp match. Like a lot of it felt like, wait, what? Like, for example, who were those mask guys? Or the random guy without a mask on who just caught on fire. And it was probably, logistically, it was probably someone who is a stunt guy who was like, part of my thing is I want my face to be seen in it, which, I know that from working in media. So, but as a viewer, I would be like, who is this guy? And why is this the only guy without a mask? What is his importance, right? And then like I actually did like the Alexa Bliss thing because I felt like it really opened up that Abigail could be to anybody's interpretation. And I did like that little tidbit, how it really paid homage. Like this whole match is about kind of going back. It was a different way of going back, and we've already seen, Bray do that with John Cena, and this was a different way of kind of doing that story again, of going back, because it was like going back to the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, and then also paying homage to, like, for example, Braun when him and Alexa Bliss were a tag team, right? So it was a lot of paying homage to older things that have happened in the past. So I liked elements of the match. I just felt like it just felt like there was a lot of questions that weren't answered in the match, and then it brought up other things, like, for example, the way that it was ended. Like I said, I think that once again, Braun's maybe he won't be on this week, but he might be on the week after or a couple weeks down the road, and then because I know that SummerSlam, they announced the date for SummerSlam during this pay-per-view, and then it's August 23rd, I think. So it's later in August. So really, they can have Braun be away for a few weeks at this point, because it's, the 21st? Yeah. So we got a month. So have him be away for 2 weeks. Have him come in. First time he's in, he was like, oh, man, I went through a bunch of pain. Yada, yada, yada. Didn't think I'd be able to make it out. And then at the end, have, like, the Fiend basically be like, we have unsolved business. Yeah. And attack him there. Like, him thinking maybe he's in the clear. Or not remembering a lot of what happened at the Swamp match, because one of the things that Bray Wyatt was saying is, once you had a Swamp match, like at the Swamp, a party goes there to die. So maybe part of his memory, like, he doesn't remember, like, some of the stuff that happened, or something like that. I don't know how they're going to intertwine it, but I definitely think it's leading to Braun versus The Fiend at SummerSlam. Which also would be pretty cool, too, because The Fiend had his debut match at SummerSlam last year here in Toronto versus Finn Balor. And that was a squash match. But, it's funny, actually. I have a little story about that. So I actually met Finn Balor that weekend. And he's a really nice guy. I thought I offended him because it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was exhausted. And I was like, oh, like, I'm tired today. Are you tired? And he's like, why do I look tired? And I was like, oh my gosh, no. And he's just saying that after that, he's like, yeah, I am pretty tired. He's like, WWE has pretty exhausting schedules. He's like, don't worry, after this weekend, you'll never see me again.
Oh, wow.
And then that happened. And then that happened. He was off for like 3-4 months. And then he showed up next week.
Go back to the story. So where did you see him? When was this exactly in terms of that weekend?
I met like 13 different superstars that weekend. Because when SummerSlam was here, it was at Access. So that's where I met Ray. That's where I met, because that weekend I met Finn Balor. I met Rey Mysterio. I met Kurt Angle, Liv Morgan, Sonya, Mandy, Ali, Apollo.
Amazing. And you didn't go to any of the shows, but you went to Access.
No, I went to SmackDown.
Oh,
so
I
couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I didn't see you at SmackDown. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to get to see that amazing match with Roman and Buddy Murphy. That was beauty. Honestly, one of the best matches I've seen live. But I went to Access most of the weekend, and the only reason I didn't go to SummerSlam, because tickets came up last minute for the show, but I had to work at my other job. They were having a staff meeting, and I was like, this is because our store was reopening that I was working at that point. And I thought that it was a mandatory meeting. I go there, and half of the people weren't there, and I was like, oh man, I could have went to this pay-per-view. And then Edge showed up, and Edge is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I was like heartbroken. And another thing too, that Edge is from my hometown, where I'm originally from. So I grew up like idolizing this guy who was from my hometown. And my cousins and I, when I was younger, they were also a big part of why I was a wrestling fan. I would always go over there. We'd always play with the action figures, always play usually Raw versus SmackDown. And one of their friends, I guess, was the nephew of Edge. And I went over there one weekend to go swimming or something like that. And they're like, you'll never guess what we, because this is before the age of social media. They're like, you'll never guess who we got to meet this week. And I was like, who? They showed me this Polaroid on the fridge of them with Edge. And I was like,
oh man,
why didn't you bring me? And they're like, we didn't know it was going to happen. I was like, oh. So,
it'll happen one day. So you haven't met Edge yet.
Fingers crossed. No, I have not met Edge yet.
It'll
I've
happen.
met most of my favorite wrestlers. The big ones that I've met that are on my favorite wrestler list: Rey Mysterio. I've met Trish Stratus. She's a sweetie. I love her. Yeah, Liv Morgan's great. I mean, Kurt Angle's also fantastic. Finn Balor's another one of my faves. But yeah, I got to meet a lot of really, really good wrestlers. And most of them were really nice. I didn't have one interaction with anyone where anyone was like, meh.
All right. Well,
yeah, sorry to get sidetracked on that, but
yeah, we will have to talk specifically one episode about all the wrestlers you met and where you met them for sure. And that SummerSlam weekend last year, that was fabulous. I had a good fun time as well. So on behalf of Pickle Seamus,
that's right, yeah.
Pepperoni, where can they tweet you?
Oh, just at Joey the Jabroni.
Cool. And Miranda, where can people tweet you?
People can tweet me at the Miranda Young.
Cool. And that's what we do on this show. We try to do the pay-per-views live on Twitch at Jablam Sports, but you can listen to all our shows weekly. We usually post them every Saturday, and we update you on everything and all the storylines and all the stuff going on in wrestling news from Raw, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown. Remember, go to our website, jablamsports.com, see all our podcasts and even our game notes for every episode, including this one, and type in Xpload, Xpload in your podcasting app or Jablam Sports, and that's where you'll find our shows. You can subscribe, rate, and review us. That will help. And please click on the 3 dots in your podcasting app and share our show with 3 friends you know. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to our special pay-per-view episode. Later. What's the tagline, Joey?
Oh, you're getting the upload and the download on the Xpload, brother.
All right, and hopefully for next episode, Miranda will give me some options as to what her cool nickname or tagline will be. All right, later, everybody. Later, Xplodians.